listeners, and welcome to the sos-radio mobile podcast. My name is Jason Knight, president and founder of Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies, and your host into the unknown. With me in my car are my fellow SOSers and brothers in arms, Mr. Dave Black.
Sup?
Supernatural Occurrence Studies co-founder and clairsensitive, and of course, the enduring Mr. Joe Erie.
Woohoo!
SOS member and clairsensitive. Of course, I say this is the SOS-radio mobile podcast because we're still on our trip. The trip that doesn't end in Massachusetts. Investigating haunted locations within the Bridgewater Triangle and others. We are now currently leaving Berkeley, Massachusetts, heading much further up north, well, maybe about an hour north of here, to Concord, Massachusetts. And in Concord, Massachusetts, Joe Erie was kind enough to book us a room at one of New England's, possibly the country's, most haunted hotels, bed and breakfasts. Before we get into an overview on where we're going to be staying, let's just quickly recap for the listeners from last episode our Dighton Rock experience. Dighton Rock here in Berkeley, Illinois. That's the
Berkeley, Illinois.
Oh, Berkeley. There is a Berkeley, Illinois. Isn't there?
I don't know.
I think there is. If not,
Berkeley, California.
there is now. Berkeley, Massachusetts. Thanks, Dave. We're tired, man. We've been on a marathon of paranormal happenings, paranormal investigations. So, leaving Berkeley, heading up to Concord. But first, let's talk about Dighton Rock here in Berkeley. Just a quick recap for the listeners from last episode. Guys, Dighton Rock, what did you think?
Not haunted.
Not haunted, nothing feeling-wise. No. Although we did meet Jason, which was a really cool experience. He's got some really cool insight on the history of the area and the petroglyphs and stuff. He said he's found a bunch out in the wilderness, on actual rock faces that aren't in museums and stuff, which would have been really neat to see, but we didn't have the time.
Yeah, I would love to go at night.
What did he call these things that he investigates? Glacial erratics?
Glacial erratics is what he calls
Glacial erratics.
Which is basically stones that are out of place, that are like too big to be engineered in any sort of way, that are rocks that were placed, hundreds or thousands of years ago in very precarious positions that were obviously had to have been placed by somebody.
Right, exactly. And of course, for the listeners, Jason is the interview you heard, the last interview you heard in the Dighton Rock podcast.
So you referred to him as like a United States Stonehenge, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And yeah, he was, and that was a surprise. We were in there interviewing the curators or the friends of Dighton Rock, I think they like to be referred to as, and this gentleman, Jason, walked up to me and, we just kind of struck up a quick side conversation, and when we left the Dighton Rock Museum, Dave Black was outside holding a pretty deep conversation with Jason, and he's like, hey, we need to get this on tape for the podcast. He's got a really cool UFO story. And I do think his UFO story was cool. It was terrifying.
It really...
But it turned into so much more.
His UFO story was very compelling. Like a lot of, me, like a lot of times I hear people tell me stories and I just kind of roll my eyes internally and I'm like, yeah, whatever, it was horseshit.
Yeah.
But his was... You could see it in his eyes. Like, he was very genuine. And like, his eyes are, like, very striking. These, like, really piercing, like, hazel green eyes. And they kind of, like, stare into your soul,
Yeah, well, I was obviously interviewing him. I was sitting directly across the picnic table from him, and I was watching his eyes the entire time. And his facial expressions, looking for tells and ticks and... at the very least, he 100% believes that story.
He 100% believes that story happened to him. And, it happened when he was 9 years old, so it could have been a really vivid dream that he's remembering or something like that.
Yeah,
but you never know. Because, there's childhood memories of mine that I can't distinguish if they were real or if they were dreams.
Right.
I specifically remember there was a McDonald's in just over the border of Skokie and Evanston, Illinois. I think it was on Toohey Avenue. And I distinctly remember pulling out of the McDonald's lot and seeing elephants lined up across the road in an empty lot. And I think there was a circus in town, and there were like 6 or 7 elephants standing across from the McDonald's, like eating grass or like hay out of bales and stuff, and like drinking water out of big troughs. And every time I ask my parents about it, they're like, we don't know what the hell you're talking about. That never happened. Yeah. But I distinctly remember it happening, just like watching the factory explode in front of my eyes.
Yeah, you talked about
that's another thing that I specifically remember happening, but nobody ever seems to be able to confirm it.
Right. Well, Jason definitely believed that it was a compelling story. I think the listeners would enjoy that story, so make sure and listen to the Dighton Rock episode of our podcast. We might actually have him back on as kind of a fringe science segment or something like that.
I don't even think it's fringe. I think he's got some pretty good.
Right, but as the greater population would probably call it fringe, right? As I was interviewing him, Joe Erie gave him those green calcite pieces, and he told us to do certain maneuvers, one piece of calcite over the other, kind of rub them back and forth about an inch apart from each other, and you'll feel like pulsating. And you guys did it. You said you felt it. I did it. I didn't feel anything. Then I just kind of subconsciously, as I was interviewing him, I kept running my hand back and forth over the calcite, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I felt like thump thump, like 2 heartbeats coming from my hand holding the piece of green calcite, not the one sitting on the picnic table, but it was like two magnets pushing against one another, polar opposites, and it freaked me out. I was like, oh my God. And so he's onto something there. Yeah, he's onto something. He taught me something right there.
Well, and just like the whole, I don't even really think of this too much, but he was talking about how the rocks hold energy, and the big pieces of granite sitting on top of quartz, and they're like pushing down, causing all this pressure and
friction,
which creates EMF or something like that,
pushes off energy, and,
which keeps it balanced. Right.
It also shoots out that energy.
Which really got me thinking, because you hear all the time that, building materials have the same materials in it that,
cassette tapes
and magnetic recorders and all that kind of stuff have. So maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something about the ground and something about the surrounding area and the rocks and whatnot.
I wish we actually would have met him earlier, too. I would like to stop by Druid Hill in southern Massachusetts.
Yeah, something called Druid Hill, right, in southern Mass.
Supposedly it's equivalent to Stonehenge, but it's the American Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And if you stand in the middle, you could actually feel that energy radiating.
Yeah, he said it was really intense, too. Well, it was a pleasant turn of events, Dighton Rock. I agree. I didn't feel anything. Oh, then again, when do I ever?
It was in the daytime. We just went to the rock. We didn't walk around the forest.
Right, but we had great interviews.
We did not experience anything there.
Yep, we got the full inside scoop on what that thing is, as much as they know anyway, by the Friends of Dighton Rock Museum. So that was great. I encourage people to go to Dighton Rock State Forest, check out this museum, look at the rock, look at those glyphs, and try to determine what you think it is.
It does close early, though. It closes at, 3:30?
Yeah, it was
4?
like 3:30 or 4 o'clock on a Sunday. So they were open on a Sunday, but it is a really great piece of history, and the mystery still abounds about who actually wrote this stuff. So that was just a quick recap on Dighton Rock episode. Let's talk about where we're headed in Concord, Massachusetts. Joe was kind enough to book us a room on his own dime at Concord's Colonial Inn, supposedly one of the most haunted B&Bs in New England, if not the country. Joe Erie, why did you decide on Concord's Colonial Inn as a place we should investigate and report from?
Well, when we figured out we're headed out here, I wanted to get some of the best locations we could, and it just happened to be on the way. A little brief history. I've heard it used to be a morgue during the Revolutionary War. I heard that a doctor stayed there. So there might have been some issues, with fighting, where there, somewhere in the building, it could have been used as an operating room. during the Revolutionary War, they stored ammunition and arms in that building, and supposedly when Paul Revere was running, the British are coming, telling everyone, he was headed there when he got captured.
Wow. Interesting story about Paul Revere. There was another guy, I forget what his name is, but he's the one who made like a 30 or 40 mile trek and then told Paul Revere about it, and Paul Revere went like a mile with the whole British.
That guy got screwed.
Yeah.
And for the Revolutionary War, Concord, that town which we're staying, that's where the Revolutionary War started. The first shot rang out in Concord.
Really?
Shot heard around the world?
Yep.
Oh, the shot heard around the world. That's where it was from.
Yes. And I thank God Dave mentioned something. It sparked something I forgot to tell you guys. When we were in the museum, and I was talking
the Dighton Rock Museum?
Yes. I was talking to the lady, I was telling her, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I see 100% Phoenician and Indian. They're like, why would you say that? And like, they're super interested. And then we're talking for probably about 30 minutes about this. And she was asking where else we were going. And when I said the Concord Inn and Paul Revere, and she's like, honey, I gotta tell you something. Everyone always thinks that Paul Revere was by himself. He was actually with a couple people, and the people that they're with, she was related to him, and her family owns a big cemetery up north, I think in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pilgrims were actually buried there, and I know if we would have known and had time, because it was about a 2-hour drive at least
from our hotel.
Yeah, we could have stayed, but it was an ancestor of some of the people that got captured.
Huh. Yeah, I always thought Paul Revere rode by himself too.
It was just a cool little story.
Yeah, no, awesome. So we have Revolutionary War history there. The first shot of the Revolutionary War was in Concord, not very far from where the hotel was. The hotel might have been used as a hospital, surgery. What did you say? Surgery?
Since there was a doctor, there's a possibility he could have done operations in there. People bring in the wounded.
Oh, wounded soldiers.
And used as a temporary morgue.
Oh, Christ.
The other guy that did basically all the work with the Paul Revere thing was Israel Bissell.
Israel Bissell. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Israel. Sorry, you got shafted. So, what else, Joe? What else about this place? So far, it sounds great. At
the end of the day, it's a hotel, and it's a very old hotel. We all know what happens at hotels.
Yeah, a lot of transient energy, a lot of mixed emotions in hotels. Awesome. Have any other paranormal teams or people like us? I don't like to lump ourselves in with everybody else because I think we're wholly distinct and unique. But anyone else
they've been on all sorts of media, ghost hunters, and all those shows.
It's like Travel Channel, History Channel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right, I hate to keep going back to this, but I'm looking this up right now. So Paul Revere gets all the glory for this midnight ride thing. First of all, there were 2 other men with him at the time that aren't even mentioned. A lot of the Paul Revere lore is based on a single poem that was written about him at the time. But Israel Bissell was a 23-year-old postal rider when the war broke out on April 19th, 1775. He rode day and night with no sleep for 345 miles from Boston's western edge to Philadelphia on the first leg. He rode one horse so hard that it died.
Damn.
And then he arrived in Worcester 2 hours after leaving Watertown, telling everyone that the war has begun. Then he got to where Revere was, and basically Revere's... So this guy went 345 miles.
Right.
Revere went 20 miles. And it was Henry Wadsworth Longfellow who wrote an 11-verse poem published in the 1860s, Paul Revere's Ride, and that's where all the historical kind of hero worship of Paul Revere started, even though he was basically, he was...
So basically the real hero was the horse.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. Paul Revere was the Ringo.
There you go. Well, thank you for that. That's awesome.
Israel was the Paul.
Wow, Sir Paul. All right, great. Thank you for clarifying.
Or even the John.
That's why we listen to this podcast, folks. We find out all sorts of kooky historical facts. Sometimes. Joe, what else?
I don't know. I think the horse might have been the John, since he died.
Maybe.
No, it just...
and it was a munitions and supply storehouse.
After,
Revolutionary.
I looked it up, called, made reservations. I kind of want to go into a little bit blind, too. I want to get a feel.
Right.
I want to see
as you guys
what
usually
I get.
do. Yeah, that's par for the course.
So far I found a lot of information. I didn't want to dig too deep. I want to experience. I want to see what happens.
Okay, do we have a contact there? Are we working with anybody, or they know we're coming?
Oh no, yeah.
What we're there to do?
You know what? I forgot her name.
That's okay. We'll find something to interview. But they do know we're coming, right? They're open to it?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're open arms. Yeah,
awesome.
They said they're excited. They can't wait for us to get there.
Oh wow!
They love
awesome.
when ghost teams come out.
Usually these places are all crappy about it, so that's great to hear.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get there. We're going to unpack. We're going to try to find some people to interview. Then we're going to launch an investigation and see what we could dig up. With that, stay tuned for the next segment.
The Harriet.
Hello, loyal listeners. Well, we made it. Second to last leg of our trip. What time is it right now?
I would say it's about 9:30.
I should have checked. 9:30 p.m. 9:08 p.m. Eastern, August 28th, 2016. We're here in one of the most haunted rooms at Concord's Colonial Inn, 48 Monument Square, Concord, Massachusetts. Tonight, we're lucky to be sitting with Ariana, front desk agent, who's going...
Special agent.
Very special agent. She's going to sit in on some of this podcast and clue us into the history on the Colonial Inn. Let us know about some of the ghost stories that are coming out of here, because it's rumored that this inn is one of the most haunted in New England. We're here tonight to try to see if that's correct or not, as Supernatural Occurrence Studies. Listeners, there will be video accompanying this episode. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies, to view some walkthrough footage that we're going to take later on this evening. Joe Erie, say hello.
Hello.
Dave Black, say hello.
Oh, hi. He kind of is odd, though, right?
He is odd. Mm-hmm. Ariana, welcome to the show.
No, it's not Ariana. It's Adriana.
It's Adriana. It's Diane.
Diane, hey, tonight you're Beth.
Tonight I'm Beth.
I always like Beth. I don't know.
All right, Ariana.
Ariana, no. Ariana.
Everyone calls me Ari. You can call me Ari.
Ari. Well, Ari, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Tonight,
when this airs, thousands of listeners will hear what you have to say. So let's make it good. No pressure.
Okay.
No pressure. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Ariana. How long, where do you come from? What's your background?
So I started working here about 1.5 years ago. This is not what I intended to do with my life. I studied archaeology in college. I just knew I had a fascination with history and lost not civilizations, but you know what I mean. Lost life, the way that people used to live.
So you should talk to Jason.
Yeah,
we met earlier.
We'll talk offline.
We were
about
just
that.
at Dighton Rock.
So then you must have heard of Dighton Rock. Down in Berkeley, Mass.
I actually moved here from Washington State 8 years, so I'm still figuring out how the East Coast.
We can show you some stuff in Massachusetts.
Basically, yeah.
We'll show you around.
Yeah.
We're the experts now.
No, I'm a baby to the East Coast.
Okay.
Still.
So what brought you down?
Just family things. I moved out here to live with my dad for high school, wound up staying for college, and then after college I was, looking for a job, and I'd worked as a waitress at some places, but I knew that I didn't really want to do that, and I found this place, and it was, I don't know, there was just a feeling about this place, honestly, actually. I had dinner here one night, and I knew that I just asked at the front desk if they were hiring, and they were, and I applied, and I got the job on the spot. And
right then and there, wow.
Yeah, she was like, I never do this, but I feel like you would be a really good fit here. And it's just been history ever since.
So as soon as you walked in, you vibed with whatever energy was here, and it felt...
Yeah, but actually I did. Sort of. I really did. Well, I knew it was a historic property.
I will say you made us feel very welcome as soon as we came in. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I like to make people feel welcome here. I feel welcome here. I feel like this is a second home for me, honestly.
Because a lot of times we'll come into a haunted place and we'll be like, oh, we're ghost hunters or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, more you idiots, whatever. They have this attitude of yeah, get out of my way. So it's really nice to have somebody who actually is interested in what we do and is welcoming and not, rolling your eyes at us.
No, that's Trevor's job.
She's not doing it yet.
That's Trevor's job.
Yeah, maybe later on this evening we're going to get a chance to talk to another front desk agent named Trevor, who is a strict non-believer. Hopefully we get some more stories from him.
It's weird, he believes in aliens.
I met him a few minutes ago. He said that he wasn't necessarily a non-believer. He just hasn't experienced anything himself.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I think
and he doesn't believe me.
We'll get him to believe you. Don't worry.
I was telling her too. When people tell me stuff, even when Joe tells me stuff, I'm like, I don't know.
Those are things. Sometimes I don't believe it until I feel it myself.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Over the 20 years, me and Dave slowly have been believing each other because you feel it. Yeah, I feel it.
It's a clair-sensitive competition between these two. Mm-hmm. They're always second guessing each other, and I'm just standing around I don't feel anything. So
right.
So you're here. So a year and a half later now brings us to today. You've been here for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So what's up here? What's going on here? What? That's a really broad question,
right?
It's a really broad question. Let's get a little more micro. So you booked us into room 24. Why did you do that? What's up with room 24? Where we're going to be sleeping tonight.
Well, 24 is the room that is advertised as the most haunted room in the inn. I think mostly because it has such a clear history that it's recorded history that, the Dr. Timothy Minot, the second owner of this house, so Dr. Timothy Minot Jr., his dad is actually the one who built the property. Mind you, this is all things that I've picked up from reading online, talking to my managers. I actually read the archaeological survey because I do archaeology and I like that stuff.
So tell us really quick, Paul, tell us about the archaeological survey here.
So there's been a number of different archaeological surveys that have happened. I think the one that I had that I got from the town library, it basically gave a rundown of the different sections of the inn and how they dated this section to 1716.
So the room the building we're sitting in now, room 24, 1716.
1716. They dated the wood, apparently, that's in the walls.
And from what I know, they during the Revolutionary War, they used this as a temporary morgue.
So this was used not only as a temporary morgue, but it was a hospital too.
Oh, what was it? Was it actually a hospital or a temporary hospital?
So during the American Revolution, this house was occupied by Dr. Timothy Minot Jr., right?
Ah, okay.
And his wife, who was also his nurse, and her name was Rosemary. And he, being the town doctor, graciously, when there were wounded soldiers, brought them into what is now the Liberty Dining Room, but was just his parlor, and that was used as the recovery room.
Okay. So that's
where doctors they brought him here, and they
treated them, and then it was just used as the hospital for a period of time. And this room right here was used as the operating room. So that's why this is rumored to be the most haunted room, because it makes sense, I think, to people, because this is where people would actually this is where people actually died. Mm-hmm. And when someone would pass in this room, they brought them downstairs to room 27, which was used as the morgue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Something else I read is they used it for storage for weapons,
Munitions.
Yeah, so I got the story on that because that was a little vague. That's listed in the printout. So where you guys walked in to check in, like where I stand all day, that was the shed right in between the two houses that Timothy Minot Sr. built. He built both of them. I'm assuming with a work crew. I'm not seeing the doctor just be like getting down and dirty, but
right.
So they were built like around the same time, and in the middle there was the storage building. It was a shed. My manager doesn't like me to use the word shed because it wasn't exactly a shed, but it didn't really serve any functional purpose other than to store things. And during the Revolution, they stored emergency rations and supplies, so a lot of grain and such, and weapons, and ammunition, obviously. So apparently, the story goes that there was an occasion where the Concordian soldiers had information that the British were going to come up Monument Street, essentially. They had information that they were going to be at the North Bridge, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't. I don't know what happened, but they wound up coming up this road, which was Kai's Road, and actually, apparently, I guess this was like a trap for the soldiers. They wanted to get them away from this area because by the time it had already been established as a base for operations, so far as it being a hospital and a place for storage of weapons.
Right, exactly.
Right. They wanted to get into the storage building where there apparently was this cannon that was stolen from Salem, Massachusetts. I forget what the significance of that was again, but apparently it was a British cannon, and it was something that we were hiding from them. You can look up the story online, honestly.
No, that's fine.
Is this like high school
that's
stealing each other's mascots?
I think kind of, but it was something that was like prominent and actually like it was like an embarrassment that it got stolen.
And now something as powerful as a cannon is in opposing hands, and we got to probably get it back.
Exactly. So they apparently the British had intel that the cannon was being stored there, right? So they laid this trap. They got the British soldiers to go down there, and they came to try and steal the cannon back. But the cannon had already been moved. We don't know where it is because it lost hands after it was moved from the shed. I don't know who moved it, but it wasn't there when the British came, right?
Okay.
And apparently after that, they got pissed and set the place on fire.
This
not the hospital part, but the storage part.
The storage part, okay.
Where all the weapons were, right?
That's not good.
No. But miraculously, the soldiers came back up the road and they pull everything out and start like dousing it with water. Miraculously, none of the weapons or ammunition were badly damaged, and they were able to recover most, if not all, of the grain and emergency food that had been stored there.
Huh.
It was just miraculous. But apparently a lot of people were also injured in the process of removing the things from the fire and putting out the fire. So that was another occasion where a lot of people did actually wind up dying.
I see.
Like, something else I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard Paul Revere was actually headed over here when he was like, the British are coming. And he, when he got captured, he was actually headed to this point at the Colonial Inn when he got captured.
I've never heard that he was headed to the Colonial Inn.
I read it on a few things online.
I heard that he was headed to Town Hall, which is right next door, which also makes sense.
Okay. That's what I read. I don't know if it's true.
I have a feeling like places out here.
Here we go. I know what he's going to say.
In Massachusetts.
Like Capone and
yeah, it's like
they all try to say
anything within 1,000 miles of Chicago is like, oh, Al Capone was here and he had tunnels in the basement. It's
and
like
prostitutes.
And Abraham Lincoln was here. It's like if all those
Mary
people
Washington stayed here.
All right.
It's quiet.
If all those people
tell us about Mary Washington.
I just know that her signature is in the log in the sitting room.
I think I passed that log. I couldn't really read it. Maybe I didn't. Behind glass.
That was the oldest one. What was it from 80s or 90s?
We don't have all the pages displayed, but we have the page where the Roosevelt's signed in.
I saw it in the glass case, right? I can't remember the date, but I saw it.
Yeah, it was.
That's incredible. That's
a number of really prominent people in American history have stayed here.
And literally, like, I mean, the Revolutionary War did start in Concord.
Yeah, the shot heard around the world. It occurred at the North Bridge, just down the street.
Mm-hmm. The shot heard around the world, that's right.
That's why we have those shot glasses that say that. The shot heard around the world.
Get one.
We are definitely grabbing some.
We like to buy and support business as we travel, so gonna have to get a shot glass.
I think we're all out. I think I got the last one.
Ariana,
I'm so sorry.
you stick me in a hospital room, and now you're going to screw me on the shot glass.
Sorry.
Okay, so we are in the room 24, which was a hospital at one point. Confirmed deaths that you know of? Amount, number, anything like that?
I don't.
Gotta ask.
I've not heard of the confirmed deaths. It could have been 1 or 2 people. It could have been dozens.
Okay, so tying in with the hospital in this room, you mentioned to us when we first checked in that an apparition, if you will, of a soldier has been seen on this floor that we're on, or in this room. Is that correct? Did I hear you say that?
I've heard people say that they've seen an apparition of the soldier in the Liberty dining room, but
dining room. Okay, maybe I
outside
misunderstood.
of this. Well, the dining room is just across the hall, but they said that they saw the soldier across the hall from what was the morgue, which was room 27 downstairs.
27. Okay.
This is where.
But up here, this is where the nurse appeared,
Okay.
who identified herself apparently as Sally.
Who did she identify herself to? Was this a guest?
Yes, there was a guest who stayed here last summer, and I'm kicking myself for not actually inquiring more into his experience, because this is when I first started working here, so it was kind of just, wait, what? This place is haunted?
Right.
And he came up to the front desk. He goes, "Is this place haunted?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, apparently it is, and especially room 24 where you're staying." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what I thought. I swear to God, last night I saw a woman in the hall, and she identified herself as Sally. She said that she was Nurse Sally." Which is funny because my wife's name is Sally, and she's also a nurse. And he said that that's where he felt the connection with the ghost, and that I don't know. At the time, I thought maybe the guy was just, like, drunk.
Maybe he had a dream or something like that.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking maybe he had a dream.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't clear about where he saw her or what she looked like or anything. He just said that he saw a nurse, or he saw a woman. She identified herself as a nurse and by the name of Sally. So for a long time, I was telling people that the nurse who apparently people see is named Sally, but apparently his wife's name was Rosemary.
Right. I was just
so I don't know who
the hell
Sally was.
Yeah, unless they had
Nurse's
help.
aid?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless they had help when push came to shove. You know, and
Or it could have just been, telling him what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But there are apparently people who say that they have had feelings in the room, or that they'll like see a shadow standing at the foot of their bed, kind of thing. They say it happens in this corner right here. So have fun, guys.
Yeah, actually, you said you're sleeping on that tonight. Right?
I did.
Yeah,
So I'm not sleeping
put that
on you
right
two.
there. Right?
Great.
Yeah.
What did you do to us?
But yeah, no, people who stay in this room, I've heard them say that they see a shadow standing at the foot of their bed. Usually right there is where they point to. They'll also say that they see a shadow in the closet over there, by the door over here. But then more often than not, it's people telling me that they felt like someone was either brushing their hair or rubbing their back or rubbing their arm, trying to like lull them to sleep. And I like to think that that was Rosemary, because she took care of the soldiers. Or Sally. Maybe it was Sally.
Yeah, Rosemary's Sally.
Or maybe it was the doctor, and he's just really creepy.
I think he is. Yeah, a little.
Well, I mean, who knows,
All right, so we got those stories up here in room 24. Soldier outside of room 27. Correct? I'm on the right track, right?
Yeah.
And what was room 27?
So
morgue.
Yeah. So room 24 up here where we are, that was used as the hospital.
The makeshift
and,
hospital.
Yeah, this was the operating room, if you will. And whenever the soldiers would pass, they would bring them downstairs to 27, out of convenience, and also because it's out of the way and nobody else had to like see them, because it's on the corner, on the bottom down there.
Quickly, like as soon as we walked in, I walked around. I got feelings in the room with the couch,
The sitting room, yeah.
Just the sitting room, and then the room next door with the horseshoe.
the Thoreau room. Yeah.
And I didn't know, but right up above, you said it's room 12, right? Where
Two flights up from the Thoreau room. The room 12 is 2 flights up from the Thoreau room.
What is that again?
So this is honestly just something that I've noticed. That's not actually listed as one of our haunted rooms. That entire side of the inn is usually just overlooked.
Most of the things that we pick up, no one knows anything about. Like most of the haunted places where everyone's like, "Oh, this is crazy." We don't get anything.
One of the misconceptions is that the entity or the ghost spirit, whatever you want to call it, has to be confined to the place that it died or the place where it's attached to or whatever.
A lot of times
they can
huge misconception.
They can move around. Like they can go outside of the building, they can come back into the building, they can go into different parts of the building. And what we find in most cases is when people are present, when it's active during the day and people are milling about, it will move away from where it normally hangs out and go to a quiet room, an attic, or a closet, and it'll just hang out there until people are gone. And then it kind of comes back and sort of, I like to think of it as kind of like Pac-Man eating up all the energy that people left behind to kind of charge itself. And that's when we were walking around earlier, I was feeling a little bit of stuff where Joe was feeling stuff, but usually if we're in a haunted place, we're like, our meter's at 10, we can feel it. But when we were down here, it was like maybe a 3 or a 4.
It's really sporadic.
Right, but I
times
feel
when,
like
the employees or even the guests will say that they experienced anything or that they felt something.
Right. And there's I'm feeling people right now.
Right, I'm feeling like
hits and runs.
I'm feeling like in an hour or two, when people kind of like retire to the rooms and stuff, when we go walk around, we'll feel it, kind of out in the hallways and stuff like that. So it'll be more prevalent when kind of everything kind of quiets down a bit.
Yeah.
I think of it as
the time that you were talking about before.
Yeah, around like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Think of it as a raccoon or a skunk. Right. Like they're around. You just don't see them when people are around. Yeah. And as soon as it gets dark and everyone's gone, then they come out and they go in the trash and they run around and do their thing.
So tonight we're hunting skunk.
Yeah, we're hunting a skunk ghost.
Could you elaborate a little bit on that 2, 3 o'clock in the morning thing, please?
So 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning is usually when night auditors, and I've been here doing night audit at that time as well, so I've experienced it. That one time that I didn't want to really embrace it, so I kind of just turned up my music, but I can confirm what they said that they heard, at least, that they would say that they heard creaking, like someone was walking in the Liberty Room, and then they heard murmurs, not really whispers, but it sounded like someone was having a conversation, a low conversation in the Liberty Room.
The Liberty Room, is that the one with the couch?
No, the Liberty Room is the dining room that's original.
That's the one right.
Used as the recovery area in the hospital.
That's right when you walk in. That's right when you walk in to the left.
Oh,
correct?
Just to the left, yeah.
With the horseshoe? Or no?
What is
you're
horseshoe?
I'm thinking about that area.
Tell him.
The Thoreau room. The Thoreau room. We've told you this 11 times.
Which we're going to get to Thoreau staying here in a little bit, but hold that thought.
Mm-hmm. I know my brain's all over the place right now.
It's okay. People who get tours of this place every day still get lost. Yeah. I like to tell guests that's why it's like my little joke is that's why we're so haunted. It's the ghosts can't find their way out.
Yeah, right.
Nobody can find their way out.
It's actually the ghost of lost guests who just expired in the hallway somewhere. All right, so 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when the night audit crew says that's where
not footsteps, but
active.
creaking like someone's walking in the Liberty Room, and that's what I heard, and that's when I started to turn up the music. I didn't hear the whispers because I don't want to get to that point. I don't mess with the ghosts. Like I said last year, they really kind of were messing with me, knocking things off the shelves, and then it startles you the first couple of times it happens, and then I was just all right, I get it. Because there was this one time that I'm sorry, I have really bad ADD, so I just realized that I stopped talking about the Liberty Room again.
It's okay.
Essentially, that's what it is that the night auditors said that they heard low murmur whispers coming from the room. And there was one night auditor who And this is when I was telling you about who just said that she did not want to work the night audit anymore.
These are stories
this was her like breaking point, that she went in. She'd heard like the noises before and she'd always ignored them, but she goes in there because she said that it really sounded like someone was in there having a conversation, and she was like, who is awake? Like, she was like, no, this has got to be, someone's in here. So she goes in there and she's like, hello, and she doesn't hear anything. It's silent, but then a plate falls off of, like, you see the way that restaurants are plated at the middle of the night. Like, the plate is in the middle of the table, right?
Yeah, you could see if something actually just falls from a vibration.
No, it's set up
otherwise,
someone's about to sit down. Everything's placed the right way.
Shoots off the table and crashes onto the floor. Misses the chair, even.
And she saw this with her own eyes.
She saw it. She had to clean up the broken plate. And in the morning, she told us that she did not want to do night audit anymore. She started working days the next day. I wound up having to take the rest of her shifts.
And what happened when you were on night audit shift?
I didn't experience anything later that week, at least. It wasn't until maybe a month later that I was, working in the middle of the night, and I hear, like, it sounds like footsteps so far as like I said, it's not like footsteps, it's like creaking of the floor, and it sounds like it's moving around in the room, which you can attribute some of that to, like, it's an old building.
Well, for example, my grandmother's house, it's pretty haunted. A lot of people died there, a lot of history. I remember as a little kid, we'd be downstairs, no one's home, it's just me and my grandma, and we'd hear people walking up and down.
You hear that all the time here.
And I asked my grandma, I'm like, Grandma, who's here? And she's like, oh, it's just the house settling. And as I got older, I'm like, Grandma, you remember we heard that? And she's like, yeah, I didn't want to scare you. She's like, but she thinks it was her old dog or a priest that lived there before. Yeah. So I completely understand, like, what you're saying.
So it's usually the floorboards almost like depressing, right? Like something's pressing on those floorboards. You don't actually hear.
And you know the difference of the
shoes
walking.
or boots, right? It's more like
just walking.
Yeah, it just sounds like it's not like
somebody's
it's not like. Oh, there's people below us. Let's not do that. But it's not like stomping.
So it's not like soldier
running
boots or anything like that. It's just okay.
It sounds like someone's like walking, maybe like a nurse walking in between the beds, kind of thing. It's very calm, like.
Before
you're gonna get those toads all excited. Calm down.
Before we started recording, before we started recording, you were talking about how the more you got into it and the more you started hearing things, the more you kind of almost learned to feel this energy and see things. And we just stopped right there. We're like, all right, let's start recording.
Right.
I kind of want to hear about that a little bit because that's something that Dave and I.
I mean, like, starting working at a place where they tell you it's haunted, right? You're just like, oh, okay, it's haunted, right? And it's not that I didn't take it seriously. It was more so just that I really had never had an experience like... Well, not that I could really recognize. I'm kind of an oblivious person, honestly. I go through my life mostly just acting on emotion, I've started to realize. Acting on emotions, acting on feelings. Like, I feel that this is a good decision to make. I'm going to do it. I felt like I wanted to come work here, and so I did it, and I've stayed ever since.
And that's how you wound up with Mike for 2 years.
That's how I wound up with Mike.
Who's Mike?
I don't know. I just made up some arbitrary ex-boyfriend or something.
Please, not the manager's
No.
You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. It's really kind of scary when you do stuff like this.
I was like, who's Mike?
I want to meet
stand-up
Mike.
comedian for 15 years, so...
And notice he's no longer a comedian for a reason. Anyway, getting back to...
No, funny enough, that's actually how I wound up with my ex-boyfriend, though. We just broke up like 3 weeks ago, though.
From here? From the hotel? Did you say you met him?
No, I felt like we should...
Oh, there's that thing again.
Dating.
There's that. I see where you're going.
And then I felt like we shouldn't be dating, and so we stopped dating.
I should also mention I also ended a relationship about...
Okay.
I feel for you.
Paranormal.
Yeah, you know what?
I
feel sorry for your boyfriend, Dave. You know, I hope he's all right now.
Is that who Mike is?
Yeah, it's Mike.
That's Mike.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we got the night auditors seeing stuff, hearing stuff. You yourself are hearing the footsteps. What about, you mentioned when you're standing at your post, I'm assuming up front at the desk, stuff was flying off shelves there? Is that where the shelf flying was
it would
happening?
drive me crazy, seriously, because then you have to go out around the desk and like pick it up, obviously. Can't just
so it was
leave
from
it on the door.
like the souvenir shelves?
It's from the souvenir shelves, right?
Okay.
I've heard that things fall off the shelves in the bars too, and that's why they stopped keeping the drinks on the bars. They hang them from the ceiling now because it's more sturdy.
Really?
Yeah, they can't, like, liquor bottles now apparently are the things that fall off the shelf in the bar, which is weird. I don't know. But I've never seen that. I've heard it.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe ghosts...
Trevor's mom is the bartender who told me that. So
Maybe-
I
ask
see.
Trevor about it.
I'm going to ask Trevor.
I just thought of an idea that maybe ghosts aren't ghosts of people, they're just ghosts of cats, and they're just assholes.
Seriously, guys. Honestly, it was the weirdest things that... It was like these board games that, like, no matter what shelf I put them on, like, one would just, like... I watched it happen. That it, like... I have them balanced perfectly, like, against the window, and one of them just tips forward a little bit and then just flips on its front.
Witnessed this.
I've witnessed it happen. It doesn't slide down the way that... I'm getting heated because this is what my manager keeps
We'd have
making
to
fun of
crank
me.
this AC on in a
She's like,
second.
well, you're just not stacking them correctly. Like...
No, all right.
Don't tell me what I'm doing.
I'm like, you don't understand. This has been multiple shelves, okay?
But with what you're saying
These-
too,
yeah.
I've seen shows about, you know, like bars and I mean just things that would hang or things that would be for sale just shoot and fly off. But something I actually just witnessed recently was at the shop I go to, like the wood shop, you know.
Spiritual Vibes and Soul Sisters.
Yeah, so basically they have a camera like facing everything, and they put up some stuff, and all of a sudden one day, you know, like we were saying, even with that plate, how I mean vibration, I could see something falls over, but there's another thing when it just shoots off, and there was a big a book that didn't fall over. It just
And they had this on video?
yeah, on video.
Well, it's like
we could use it.
It's like Ariana's saying, where she saw the bottles from
And,
the top of the bottle kind of tip, not kick out from the base or vibrate off. It actually
Exactly.
No,
slowly
that was the
tipped from
board
top.
game that I was saying.
But-
The bottles were Trevor's mom.
Yeah, but
Board game.
The board
The board game
game
is what she said.
But-
tipped forward and fell on its face.
Same principle.
But you were saying also on the sales rack, like where a lot of stuff would come out and just kind of fly out. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. Has it something to do with like the sale of something in a property? I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean,
I'm not sure.
things for
Honestly,
sale.
No, but the weirdest thing is that I started to notice that when these things would happen, it would be like either when I was having like an argument with somebody or when I was doing something where I like wasn't paying attention to someone who's talking to me. Basically, where I was being rude.
Well,
You know, I do that same thing at home when I'm not being paid
If I was
attention
ever
to.
being
Okay.
rude, something would fall off the damn
but
shelf.
thank you. And this is
That's why you're so chipper now.
I'm too. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they haven't done it because they're like, all right, she's being nice now.
This is where I'm getting at now. Okay, for things for sale, okay, it's revenue. You make money off it, right?
Yeah.
What other way can you get back at somebody?
Take away the revenue?
Huh, sorry. Boom. Do you know what I'm saying? And this
oddly,
is
it
what
never
I'm relating
happened.
to.
In the gift shop area, at least, it never happened with anything that was like breakable. It was always things like something that was in a box or something that was like made of plastic.
Just to inconvenience you a little bit.
And to
Exactly.
say,
I never
hey,
felt like
It's almost like a petulant toddler.
But it's something that they're making revenue
Yeah.
from. You
And
know,
there was-
you know what
yeah.
I'm getting at.
Or like I
right?
said, like a cat
That's-
that's just like, hey,
I do.
pay attention.
I mean, I'm not saying this is what it
basically,
is.
You know?
especially because it happened
No,
a lot when
no,
I was.
I know.
There's one of my friends is a housekeeper here, and she'd be walking through the lobby, and I'd just be dicking around on my computer, basically, and she'd try to like talk to me, and I'd be like, bam.
Oh.
It happened 3 times in a matter of like an hour because I kept doing that to her. And then on the 3rd time, I'm like, I get it, okay, I'm sorry.
So
Okay.
who's this housekeeper that maybe it's saying, hey, pay attention to her?
Her name's Jessie. She's one of the moms.
Oh, embarrassing.
I just slammed water. I'm sorry. I burped.
So what Dave does sometimes, and we're like, Dave, calm down. He taunts these things.
I'll like intentionally get agitated and stomp around and be like, what's going on?
They'll start
Come on,
yelling
get
at
me.
it.
You know,
and,
like,
but
we don't
things do
condone,
happen. Yeah, we don't condone this stuff, but he does, and things. When you agitate it or talk to it, it knows. I mean,
just by faking my agitation just now, I'm starting to feel it in the room.
So
No, but it's funny that you say that because I very, very strongly feel like anytime I anytime I have like a feeling around this place, it's usually like when there's heightened emotions, either when I'm really excited, when I'm really angry, when I'm really scared for some reason, or when I'm really stressed.
Anger, scared, stress,
sadness.
It's like
sadness too.
It's protein for it. Like happy is like it feeds off of the negative. Negative energy is way stronger.
It needs to charge itself up with some sort of emotional turmoil to get things kind of going. So
that's probably why they like me too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I make most of my decisions based off of feelings.
Yeah.
Like the way that things feel. And actually, I think we were starting to talk about that earlier about how...
yes, exactly.
So starting working here, I didn't really take it seriously. And just after having been here for like a year and a half, having heard from multiple different guests, feeling things myself, speaking to my coworkers about who believes what, who doesn't believe it. Trevor,
we're coming after you, Trevor.
Trevor, we're coming after you.
Fucking Trevor.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow, okay.
Whoa.
It's a little intense.
You know what we mean.
You know.
Sorry. We're always apologizing for him. Sorry.
For Dave. Nah, Dave's funny.
Oh, God. What was his name again?
Trevor.
No, Trouble. No,
Dave?
Dave. Trouble.
There's a lot of names we can't talk about on here. Have you ever, throughout your life, have you ever felt any level of, I'm going to use the word psychic just because I don't know of another lower level term to use, but have you ever had any instances where something else might have been going on, whether it was intuition, whether it was reading somebody?
I honestly, my entire life, though, without realizing it, I've always been very in tune to what other people are feeling. I've always been... you don't say this kind of thing because people don't believe you, but I have feelings about how things are going to end up, kind of thing. I'll know how something's going to... starting my relationship with George, I knew how it was going to end.
And also, too, just being a people person. I mean, what you do, Oh,
yeah. No, it's just having so many interactions with people.
You just know,
Yeah. No, but it's also I've had different people be in situations where they were in trouble with the law, and you think you console them just by saying oh no, it's going to turn out, but I would have a genuine feeling I feel like this is going to be okay. I feel like this is going to be really rough for a while, but I feel like it's going to turn out okay. And honestly, most recently we have a frequent guest up here who's in a critical condition at the hospital right now. And I said to one of the bartenders, because we were talking about it, and I'm like, I feel like he's gonna be okay. And that person told me, he was like, oh, that's just because you're young and you're self-centered and you think that you know how the world works. And I'm like,
wow.
But it's not me trying to just be chipper. It's I have if I was really scared and felt like I was never going to see this person again, I would acknowledge it. I'm a very emotional person. I can't hide my emotions. But I have a feeling that he's going to be okay.
Good. We hope he will be.
Yeah, I do too.
No, I know. I get a lot of those feelings too, just around certain people. I dream a lot, and then things happen. Things just come to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's just sometimes, and a lot of times the cool thing when you don't say anything, you think it or whatever, and then it happens, and then you're like, wow, that's weird that I felt it.
Yeah, when you don't say anything and then it happens, and then you're just nobody's
maybe I was
anyway.
Right.
Seriously.
And then you have to say I just thought of that, and people are like, no.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Oh, you got to tell it really quick about that story with you when as a little kid looking at that.
Oh, I still don't even know if this really happened or not. But when I was a kid,
his parents used to feed him
I was maybe 8 years old. I was on the beach in Zion, Illinois, with my family, looking. I was looking away from the water at this factory off in the distance. It was I don't know, it was like a refinery or a fractionating tower. Like, it's like an industrial building you see in the movies, like with, lights and stuff on it and smokestacks and stuff. And I'm looking at the thing and I'm thinking, that'd be so crazy if that exploded right now. And then just giant fireballs erupting out of this thing all the way up the tower. And then they evacuated the beach and stuff. And every attempt I've had to try and figure out if that ever really happened, because I remember seeing it on the news that night and stuff.
Right.
I can't find any record of it ever happening. I don't know what. I
don't
know
think
what
we're supposed to be able to understand feelings like that.
Yeah.
And circumstances like that where you knew something was going to happen, or like you had a feeling that something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it does. I don't think we're supposed to understand it. I think that's why it's confusing for us.
I think that's why it's fun to hunt it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's always that enigma that ever...
You're never going to be able to explain it.
Yeah,
I really feel
mystery that you just can't reach,
It's like the dream that you wake. It was so vivid, and then you wake up, and it's starting to slip away from you, and you try and like hold on to the details. And the harder you try to remember one thing, it all just goes away.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, for me, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but it all comes back to our perception of time. Because all of this stuff, all these things that happen, all these little slips where you think of something before it happens and stuff, it's all in our perception of time. It's like everything's happening at once, and the way our brain sorts it out is this linear pathway through time of the way things happen, but that's not the way things really happen.
I think that has more to do with the nature of human beings than it does have to do with the nature of the world.
Right.
I don't think they're necessarily... I think that they are they're not mutually exclusive things. They're interconnecting things, like the nature of being human, the nature of the world, the way that it works. They obviously influence one another, but they are separate entities or separate phenomenon or ideas. Yeah. I'm not explaining this well, but are you picking up what I'm saying?
I'm in the car where you're driving.
Yeah.
We're going to the same place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just I left the room for a sec.
You did leave the room for a sec.
Yeah. Allergy pills and water and Gatorade.
Oh, understood.
No, so are you talking about so basically people and ghosts, the difference?
No, we were talking about, we were going back to the whole time thing.
Concept of time and how it applies.
Oh, okay.
How we don't really how our conception of time and events is very... I mean, people's conception of time and events and the way that they encounter things or experience things are varied by the person.
Because
you're like what, 24?
24.
Okay.
On the dot. My birthday was 8 days ago.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, yeah. Shots.
I was part of that was like you said you worked here for a year and a half. You had just gotten out of college, so I just kind of did the math.
Yeah.
And he's also psychic.
He's also psychic.
He read your mind.
A little bit. Do you know somebody with an M in their name?
They wear pants.
Is his name Mike?
There's Mike again.
But
sorry.
Basically, a lot of my theories on this whole subject revolve around time and our perception of it. But think of it this way: as you grow older, your perception of time changes. When you were 5 years old, the summer seemed like it lasted forever. In fact, when you were 5 years old, the summer would seem like a year to you now in your later life. And if you were to put a 5-year-old in a room and just a completely blank space, and you were put a 25-year-old in a room next to that, and you put a 50-year-old in the room next to that, and you tell them all to say, "Let us know when an hour is up," that hour to that child is going to seem like so much longer than it is to the 50-year-old. Because the 50-year-old has had a longer experience of time. So by proxy of living through more time, your perception of it changes. And the way I try to explain it is, you ever visit a place that you hadn't been to since you were a child, like elementary school or a playground or something like that, and you're so shocked at how short everything is. Because when you were little, everything looked so big.
I thought you were just about to talk about having going to a place and feeling like you've already been there before.
Oh, well, that happens all the time.
I've gotten to this point.
That happens to me all the time.
With deja vu.
Called past lives.
Did that ever happen to you here?
It's
here?
Did you ever get that feeling about this hotel?
No, I've had feelings in Concord, like I've been here before.
Are you talking?
And I'd never been to Concord before I moved here.
Are you talking about like kind of standard deja vu where you walk into a place or see something and it reminds you?
No.
It's like
you're like, whoa, I dreamt this before.
Yes, that's what it is. I feel like I've dreamt it before.
For 15 seconds later, or like 5 to 15 seconds later, you're like, shit. And then everything that happens, you're like, whoa.
You're like, this has happened before.
This is exactly, yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, well, that's typically what people describe as deja vu.
Yeah.
And for me, what it's gotten to this like inception level now, where I'm like, oh, I dreamt about this. Oh yeah, I dreamt about dreaming about this, and I dreamt about remembering that I was dreaming about this, and remembering the dreaming about this.
But that's
and it's like I remember remembering. It's like
I know, yeah, that's exactly.
It fries my brain every time it happens.
Could I just want to say one thing really quick about time? Mm-hmm. What Dave said, I mean, it's complete. I mean, I feel that's completely right. But it's almost like apples and oranges. It's two completely different things. Because with us, we're living in that physical world, okay? In that physical world, we do age.
Are we?
Huh? Well, we do age. So
it's lost?
Yeah.
We already dead?
Because, I mean, we're aging, and then it's going to go on and move on to something else. The spirit world, that non-physical world, where there is no time because you're not really aging. You know what I'm saying? It's like the bodies are vessels, you know?
See, that's what confuses me when I hear about people saying that they actually see like an apparition of a ghost. Because I believe in an afterlife.
Let's hear.
I believe in the afterlife so far as I wouldn't call myself a religious person. I call myself a spiritual person. I believe human beings are very much made up of energy. That's what people think your soul is.
Through and through. Yeah.
I mean, we literally are made up of actual energy. Yeah. Everything in the world is made up of energy. And I think that the idea of an afterlife or like a second life is recycling of energy. Honestly, I think that the nature of the energy that's within human beings, it makes sense that if you would either live on as but either go on to exist as a vessel-less entity of energy, or you would recycle yourself to be a human being again, because that's what your energy has already been patterned to do. Energy follows patterns.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Everything's mathematical.
For me, the whole thing with entities, when people are actually seeing entities, and this is why I don't really buy into like photographs that are entities. A lot of the time, I think that's just anomalies or tricks of whatever. I feel that entities aren't necessarily a physical manifestation of a person that passed away.
Could just be energy building up.
No, but what I'm starting to lean more and more towards goes back to the time thing, that the energy that's present, that might be from people that passed away, that might be a collective energy of everyone that's ever been in this building, that might be a life form that's energy-based that we can't capture in a bottle and look at, is the very presence of that energy warps our perception or our whatever mental block we have in our brain that keeps us grounded in our linear reality of time, that it can warp your perception and you can literally actually see into the past or even into the future for just an instant. It kind of fries out your brain a little bit, and you kind of see into the matrix of another time frame. And the more stories I hear from people, the more this starts to make sense to me. Because another one of my theories is that the energy itself carries with it bits and pieces of information from the people it comes in contact with, because it's working on the same wavelength as the human brain, or it might have even come from a human brain at some point.
So it carries. Talk about how sometimes we might create it,
right?
Ourselves.
So it carries with it kind of the DNA of people, what makes a person. So it carries your brainwaves and thought patterns and processes and stuff. So when you come in contact with one of these energies, if you think about it, of driving through the countryside with your radio set to static, eventually you're going to pick something up. Yeah. So if you're kind of tuned into the right frequency at the right time, you can kind of decode some of the DNA of other people's memories in there. And so when you see an entity or you hear a sound, you're literally experiencing somebody else's memories, just for an instant in time. And so it's not. I don't believe that entities, when they are seen, are a physical thing that can be. Like, I feel like if there were 2 or 3 people standing at different vantage points, and one person was like, I see something right there, the other people would not be able to see it because they're not in the same kind of field of energy, tuned into the same frequency. Yet if people are standing next to each other and they're kind of tuned into the same thing, they might be able to see what's manifesting. But I feel like that's not necessarily a physical manifestation. It's more of a hallucinate, like an induced hallucination.
I think there's a few different types because, I mean, sometimes there's people that actually haven't passed yet. They, for some reason, they just haven't, okay? And I wake up every night, basically. Something's, like above me or just standing on my side. And I'm like, and I know what if it's a spirit, I have also a theory too, like when you sleep, okay, when you go to sleep, your mind, your soul drifts off in that other realm, and in that other realm, that's where the spirits and energy can meet you because they're in another, and it's that meeting world, and sometimes you ever get woken up right away, and you're still there, but you're not completely, and you can kind of communicate a little bit, and you have that sense and you're aware. Sometimes you get woken up right away and you feel your out of body experience sucked back in, like it comes back in your body, and you're like, whoa, because you drifted off. Your soul just drifted off to that area. I mean,
right, because you feel it in your chest. It's like a sucking feeling when you wake up.
It comes back in you.
Yeah.
It's that out of body.
It's jarring.
And then that's where you feel your body, and then you feel your soul. It's almost like I say like a fish coming out of a rock. All of a sudden it sees a predator, comes hides in the rock again. You know what I mean? Something's coming.
And we've talked about this a lot on past episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
We could tell Ariana our theories offline. Probably. I would like to bring it back, circle back around.
Yeah, I just forgot.
Concord Colonial Inn.
Because I still haven't told you the story of 12.
Exactly. So I had a couple questions. Could you first tell us about Thoreau?
Henry David Thoreau?
Henry David Thoreau.
So his family owned the inn that makes up the other side where we have the most of our main inn rooms. Those rooms are a little bit smaller, and it's a much differently oriented place. You guys walked through it. Like, do you understand what I mean when I'm saying it's so different from this house?
It's a different feel.
Yeah.
It's very different.
So Henry David Thoreau stayed here.
Different people.
Yeah, he lived here while he was attending Harvard. His family had a farm down the street, but he lived here with his aunts who ran the boarding house, the Concord boarding house. They used to call it the Thoreau house.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because the Thoreau sisters used to entertain here. They'd have everyone from the town. They'd come down, and it'd be like a salon.
Oh, okay.
Is that why they named it the salon, or is that just random?
No, that actually was just random. That there's this hair salon here.
Where it
Synchronicity.
Yep. The hair salon is located in the shop where Thoreau actually worked. He used to work in that building when it was like a little general store.
When did he die? Or when was he born? When did he die?
I don't know when he was born.
Yeah, I wasn't an English major. I know he was a very famous writer.
Because I'm pretty
but I know
sure
he died at Walden. He died at Walden Pond.
But speaking about Harvard is right around the block. Right?
That's what Thoreau was known for.
Yeah, Harvard is about
Walden Pond, right?
What,
that's
15 minutes?
Thoreau was known for.
15. No. Maybe half hour.
So we're about half hour from
We're
Harvard.
about a half hour from Harvard.
Wow.
I knew we were close to it.
The bars. Walked into a couple of the bars, or 2 of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Very dark, a lot of dark wood. What's the themes going on down there?
So, the one in the back is actually, that was used as an emergency, because
that
was used as the town jail. Not the prison, but like a jail.
Holding.
He lived 1817 through 1862.
Thank you, sir. So tell me about the bar that is now...
1889 is when this building was renovated to be like the long structure you see right now, the one that was on the postcard downstairs.
Okay. So the bar was a jail at one point?
It was a jail, yeah.
Tell me about that.
All I know is just that it was a jail.
That's crazy.
And that everyone keeps making jokes about, that's why there's bars on the windows. I'm like, no, it's actually just how the windows are made.
I could see it, now that you mentioned it, I could see that being kind of a little dungeonous kind of jail. Right?
It's perfectly shaped. Like over where the piano is right now, that's where the cell was.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to go down and get that on video for our YouTube watchers.
Yeah.
Now there's another bar as well, equally dark, heavy wood.
That was after the renovation that made it like the long structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
as far as I know, that bar was added on then, and that was Concord's first and only men's only bar.
Men's only bar.
Perfect for Dave and Mike.
Yep. Apparently, over on the side where the Liberty dining room is, that's where you'd go with your family, and the ladies would be sitting in there, and you could get a drink. Like, you know how it's a double-sided bar?
Right.
Yeah, so on the one side, the ladies would be drinking, but then the men would be in the other room, and that's where they would be, like... Because you're not supposed to be swearing in front of ladies.
Just doing men's
You can't be swearing in front of ladies. You can't be smoking cigars in front of ladies.
But also, ladies can't vote.
Definitely out of place. That's interesting. As we're walking around the hotel...
There's also actually a funny story about the time that a horse came into the tap bar.
Whoa.
So a horse walks into a bar. Go.
Literally, the horse walked into a bar. I've heard 2 different people now tell me that they were the ones who brought in the horse, right?
Okay.
Old men love to come into the inn and tell me, oh yeah, I'm the one who brought the horse into the bar. There's a picture of the horse in the bar. I think it's in the bar.
You know what you should say? Be like, sir, that's just your wife.
So when did the horse come into the bar?
The 60s.
And of course.
In the 1960s.
Of course.
There's one person who said that the horse came in there on his own, that he was wandering in to find his owner. And then there's another guy who said that he and his friend got drunk, took this buggy rider's horse and let it into the bar.
Oh my God.
And that was the last time they were here because they got kicked out for 40 years.
40 years.
They were just like, don't come back here. I believe that guy a little bit more than the other guy who's like, yeah, I was just in the bar and then all of a sudden there was a horse.
Wow.
Wait, I did hear a story about another incident that happened. I heard these guys brought in a couple toads and a milk snake.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what did the bartender say?
What did the bartender say?
What did the bartender say to the horse? Why the long face? Anything?
Right.
Is there a punchline here?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. As far as
oh, that's right. The bartender was like, "You're gonna break the floor." Essentially, apparently, they were very concerned at the time because it was a big Clydesdale horse, and
a Clydesdale horse.
It was one of the big tall ones. I don't think it was an actual Clydesdale
horse. Those are the Budweiser.
The Budweiser ones.
Was it some sort of Budweiser promotion that they were doing, like an early Budweiser promotion?
No, everyone was just shit faced, and all of a sudden there was a horse in the bar.
All right.
Yeah, and they were like,
that's how they do it in Massachusetts.
Well, because those floors are at least from the 1889 renovation, so they're at least 100 years old. And below that is nothing. That's just.
Just
yeah, it's there's a bathroom below that, but it wasn't even a bathroom in the 60s.
I'm assuming
it literally could have just fallen through. There's no support underneath it.
Wow.
I'm assuming someone said Jay, there's a horse in the bar. Kid, can you believe there's a horse?
That's a horse?
You haven't seen that YouTube video?
Who let a horse in the bar? That's crazy. It's a giant horse.
Kid.
Oh my God, kid.
Call the vets. Call the veterinarian, kid. That's how we think you Massachusetts talk.
That's how most of the people we've met have talked.
All right, so...
pack the car and have it yad.
There's no R's, right?
We pack the horse and have it yad. Pack the horse in the tavern.
I don't like these foreigners. They need to learn how to speak English.
All right. Decor. What are we seeing around the hotel that's original?
So especially...
So let's go back to, what did you say, 1716?
1716 is this side. We don't have any of the original floors, unfortunately, on this side. Downstairs, they have the wooden floor. Some of the wooden floors in the Liberty Room are original, though. Actually, they just tried to keep them refinished and stuff. It's okay. I'm louder than an air conditioner.
But that would drown out everything. These things are this is way too sensitive for that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just know that some of the floors are original to. I don't think it's the original to the 1716. As far as I know, it's original to
that rehab in
1889.
1889. Got it. Okay.
From 1889, it was used as a hotel. But before that, this was still a private home. I believe this side was owned by Amani White, and he was the town reverend.
Oh,
right?
Wow. Okay.
And then the other side was bought by the Thoreaus, used as the boarding house.
That's awesome.
And then Amani bought the other side and did a renovation.
Okay.
How many rooms are in the hotel?
56.
Good question.
But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. There's 16 main inn rooms. There's 5 that are from the 1889 renovation. There are 8 that are from the Thoreau house, and then there's the 3 in this house.
Okay.
This was the bedroom. 22 was the doctor's office. Downstairs was the morgue.
And tell us about 12.
Room 12. Oh, goodness. Okay. So this, nobody believes me about this. They just think that they have, like, air conditioning issues. My manager thinks that the furnace blows into that room or something like that. But I've noticed that there's a pattern to the guests who report feeling really hot and stuffy in that room. And some people will even go so far as to say that I had a coworker who walked into the room, said that she felt unwelcome and that she couldn't go in there. Room 12, I've noticed, if we ever have a man traveling by himself, if we ever have a woman traveling by herself, the night is fine. It's perfectly fine. They don't report anything. But when we have couples staying in that room, I've heard accounts from... I felt like I was being watched. I felt like it was really, really hot during the middle of the night. That's what everyone says, always. Like, all of the couples who stay there say that it feels really, really hot. Even when they turn on the air conditioning, even if it's in the winter time, and we don't have any heat on or anything. Like, what was it? I think there was, this was something that I heard, so because I was not here. But there was a storm during the year that we had the, like, 4, like, giant snowstorms. There was
just passed.
No. It was last year, not this past winter, but the year
when
prior.
Boston got nailed.
Yeah, it got nailed, right? And there was a couple who was staying there. They couldn't get out, so they were there for, like, 5 nights, right? And they said, like, no matter how many times maintenance went up to the room and tried to fix the air conditioner, well, there wasn't an air conditioner in the room. They, like, took the sealant, like, off the windows and were like, okay, just open the windows at night. They could not get cool. But every time maintenance would go in the room, it was fine.
During the storm, was there sometimes when we get really heavy snowstorms, like blizzards, it lightnings and thunders. Do you know if it lightning and thundered that night or no?
I don't know because I wasn't here at that time. That was just before I started working here.
Just
it was like a month before I started working here.
The electricity, and the energy.
Good point. Yeah.
But all I mean to say is just that under varying different circumstances, I've heard that the room gets unbearably hot and stuffy. And I've heard people also say that they hear, like, scratching from the walls.
Mice?
But, like, they said that it sounded like, I don't have fingernails, but it sounded like a...
Yes. When they did renovations, did they ever tear up any of the walls or no? Or we have no clue? I don't
know. That probably would be in the survey that I have at home, but that's at home.
You can run and get it. We'll wait. So you said the pattern that you noticed in room 12. By the way, what was room 12 in the past?
Room 12, I think, was the room that the Thoreau sisters actually stayed in, or it was one of them.
Okay.
One of the sisters stayed in 12.
Okay. So the pattern you said is couples.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody that we could couple with Dave to go into room 12
Mike.
to see if this happens?
Mike.
And then I could have the hideaway bed. Joe could have the big bed. And everyone's happy.
No, 12 is occupied tonight.
I mean, we could take it.
Who's in there? I'll spoon with them.
Right?
How do you know it's a guy?
That's really interesting.
It's an Asian woman traveling by herself.
That's your thing. That's your thing.
I don't mind Asian women. I haven't been with an Asian woman in a while. I could use one.
I mean, I don't think that's the beginning of a beautiful relationship. Saying I don't mind.
We might have to do some editing.
That was my fault for opening the door. Shouldn't have opened the door.
I'm not like one of those people that's like, I really need to hook up with an Asian woman. But I've been
your
with
goal.
an Asian
You
girl
said your
before.
goal
It's
in
nice.
life was what? An Asian woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, right?
No, I never.
All right, let's get back. I just thought maybe we could do a real life experiment.
Right.
That was what I was going for here.
Yeah. See how hot it is in there.
See how hot.
See how hot we can make it.
Maybe it gets so hot in that room because they're recording a podcast, because it is unbearably hot in here right now.
Right?
Yeah.
No, but it's warm, like, due to the summer, but, like, the way that they describe it is like they said that they felt like they were in a sauna.
Wow.
And
Even in the dead of winter.
Yeah, but it would be like in the center of the room, not like towards like the outside or like near the, like it
It's
would be
condensed
near
in
the
one area.
condensed like towards the bed, right?
Now, when they call you and say it's really hot in here, do you say, "So take off all your clothes"?
I am getting so hot, I won't take my clothes off.
I'm just throwing.
that kind of
I'm just
party.
throwing this
Yeah.
out there. It always gets hot in the room when Dave walks in, but
Yeah,
I mean, what?
Party don't start until Dave walks in.
The party don't start till Dave's naked.
Oh,
And the
that's
party-
when everyone leaves.
It's like a no pants party.
That's when everyone leaves. They're like, that's it? Wait, what?
I'm not even going to argue with you guys.
He was like, I mean, I've just accepted my life at this point.
Whatever.
Traveling with Dave for like 5 days, it's very trying. And we still have more days left. So we really went off the rails
But
there.
yeah, you mentioned something about how 12 is 2 floors just above the Thoreau room where you said that you had that feeling. I just think
That was me.
Yeah, I just think that's really interesting.
Right away when
So tell us how, in a nutshell.
All right. As soon as
High level.
we got off the highway, we came in to Concord. I mean, the whole area. It's just you get energy.
Yeah.
But we walked in. We walked into the reception area, and a little something. But I was just drawn to my right, and I walked in the room with the couch, and I was like,
That's when I came upon you. I remember seeing you going in there, and you looked
Yeah.
like you were like looking at something.
yeah, I
And
was just
like,
feeling,
who is this guy?
and I'm like,
Who are these guys? Oh, they must be the ghost hunters.
yeah, I felt something in there, and I was like, and then we walked around. It was going away, and later on when we went back, I walked over to the other room, and we didn't even walk in, and I'm like, it's in that room too, and
Yeah, I immediately felt it in the Thoreau room too without even going in.
And so what you're saying is that 12, 2 floors above where he felt the hot spot.
That was her bedroom. That was
That's
one
correct.
of Thoreau's sisters.
I'm
Yeah.
understanding that correctly? Okay, I just want to make sure listeners understand how and up, you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, it's like in a lot of buildings, I feel that like kind of spike of energy
that
go through
pillar
the whole thing.
of,
yeah, and just like actually yesterday.
You know what I just realized is that room's right next to. It goes right next to the chimney too. That comes up from the Thoreau room.
But
it's not a functioning chimney anymore. We don't have it.
I walked right up
But
to
that
that
makes
chimney.
sense.
I walked right up to the chimney, and I don't know, maybe it has something to do with
stone is known to retain
energy. But yesterday, we actually were hungry. We stopped at a bed and breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
and Dave's like, you know what? Let's go. Oh, this is haunted.
I knew it was haunted by the preview on the Google Maps.
Yeah, and every once in a
Picture
while,
of it.
you see something you just know just by looking.
Yeah.
But so we walk in, and right away we got a strong presence, like by the stairs. I walked around a few different areas, but the main thing was in the stairs, and then there's a jukebox right under the stairs. And I didn't go upstairs, Dave did, but later on, talking to the people there, the lady, she's like, "That's where like the previous owners lived," and so it's like we were right on it, and it's cool getting a confirmation.
You guys
and not
called
knowing.
it. Yeah, you called it. Much like you did when you walked in here today to that dining room.
I know, that's so funny. You like walked into the sitting room.
Oh
Everyone's
yeah,
always talking about how big the
right away.
Revolutionary
I know
soldiers
instantly.
that like died here. So it's that's supposed to be who's haunting this place. That's what everyone says. That's what we advertise it as. That's what my managers love to say. But really, when it comes down to it, it's everywhere. It's the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Has any other teams investigated the Colonial Inn?
Constantly.
Do
Yeah.
you know anyone off
So, I know
TV or anything like that?
There's 2 episodes of Ghost Hunters that have been done on the Inn. There's one on 24 and one on 27.
Oh, really?
Everyone's obsessed with 24 and 27.
That shows you we don't pay attention to what other groups do. We do our own thing.
It's good.
Have they said anything about the rooms that I mentioned at all?
The Thoreau room and the sitting room. Everyone ignores that side of the inn completely. Even when I'm trying to tell them,
Good
like,
job, kid.
guys, but seriously, like, shit's going on over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did they say like, "Bro, did you hear that?"
No, but you hear the creaking from that side too. The funny thing is, like, we have this closet where we have a lot of supplies. for the
Even
front
if that's
desk.
an addition,
But
it's still
I just
150 years old.
I want to ask one question. What's right next door to the left?
What's right next door to the Liberty dining room?
Yeah. Your reception area.
Oh yeah.
And things fall off the shelf. Right?
Welcome to the Colonial Inn.
Oh, welcome to the
Well,
Colonial
no, but
Inn.
I'm just saying, right next door, and you witness things.
Yeah.
And that's touching. It's the same area.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean,
Good observation.
but
Well, I think it's also because there was that flow from the fire that I mentioned, where people were actually they were injured, especially
In that
pulling
shed
things,
area, yeah.
pulling things out of the shed that are on fire, and pulling people who are in trouble in the shed out, bringing them into the hospital.
Where was the shed at?
Right where the front desk is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, from that staircase over to the other sales wall that's in front of the front desk. That's how big the storage building was.
And even, like you say, Dave, fire, something like that intense expulsion of energy during that high impact time could have left something right there.
all right. Well, something I'm gonna start saying this now because I didn't mention anything earlier. Well, we originally went to a Pfister. It's called the Pfister Hotel. I swear to you. Okay.
PF.
Yeah, P.S.
Okay.
Yeah. The Pfister Hotel out in Milwaukee, okay?
Notoriously.
Supposedly, one of the most haunted, right, hotels in Milwaukee.
Right. I mean,
okay?
they say also in the country. So.
And we went in blind, because sometimes that's how we like to do. We like to feel, and then we're like, oh, wow, that's weird that we got it. So anyway, I was getting a lot of vibes from this one area. Then we found out later that's where it was rebuilt. Something I don't know if we told you, and we found this out actually about 3 years ago because we never said anything. But we actually see beveled air. Sometimes if we sit and focus and look in the light, we actually see energy waves, and we see a lot of things where our peripheral vision on the side of your eyes.
That used to happen to me a lot when I was younger.
It happened to me too.
And
I remember.
We've known each other for over 20 years, and we never talked about it. We just found out about.
I distinctly remember laying in my bed in the mornings, and my bed was right against the wall, and the door was on that same wall, and I would watch all this energy just rushing out of my room, like static electricity.
It's like waves,
shoot, a river
movement.
of static
Otherwise,
electricity
you could
rushing out
see like misty, watery in corners. It's really weird. Anyway, I've as you were talking and we're hanging out, I did see a few
In this room?
Oh yeah,
By
yeah.
me?
All over. It's not, but it's not
Better tell me if
strong.
you've seen it by me.
It's not strong, but I definitely saw a few.
I get these feelings sometimes when I'm at work, like I was saying that day where, I guess I haven't talked about the time that I walked through the ball of ice.
Oh no!
But yeah,
No.
So
That was offline, yeah.
yeah. So one day I'm walking behind the lobby, from the Liberty dining room, into the sitting room, right? That hall where that runner is. And I can't remember what was going on, but it was a stressful day, right? In the middle of the summer. And I'm walking through right in front of the ladies' room, and I feel like I walked through a ball of ice.
Wow.
Like a cloud of just ice,
Wow.
honestly. And I felt it in my core, you feel it. It wasn't at all on my head, on my arms, on my legs or anything. It was it felt like it passed right through my chest.
Oh.
Did you get a feeling, positive, negative, or are you just too quick to notice?
Honestly, well, it was too quick to notice in the time. I just noticed that it felt really fudging cold.
Nice, thank you.
And so I turn around and I try and find it again, and I'm I was already it was already a stressful day, so my emotions were heightened, but it startled me. And this was about the time that things were flying off the shelf kind of thing, the ghosts were getting annoyed with me for being rude to Jesse. So yeah, no, it left me really startled that day, I remember, and I was trying frantically to find it, and I wound up forgetting what I was doing next because I was so it struck me so, because that had never happened to me before. But anyway, ever since then, sometimes I get feelings in my chest, warm, not cold like that day. And I've kind of been feeling it ever since I sat down and started talking to you guys, and so it was.
Well, I'm
funny
glad
that you
it's a
mentioned-
warm feeling and not a bad feeling. So.
Yeah, no, it's not a pressure, but it's murmur or something. I don't really know how to.
Well, you know what the way I describe
Kind
it.
of like feels after a storm.
It feels like there's a lot of energy right here, right now, but I haven't had coffee since 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So sometimes when I get it really strong, it's almost, you know how a phone just sits and then vibrates and stops. And
Yeah.
so,
A little
That
buzz
stops.
kind of thing. Yeah.
that's.
Have anxiety?
I was actually
I
trying.
I don't know. That's it's called a panic attack, right?
Are you going to drop right here? What do we do? Who do we
No,
call?
but for me, when it happens, it also kind of feels like I feel it in my chest, and then it's kind of like a lightheaded, like heady feeling.
I was trying to actually look right now to find a photo with Dave. He's like, oh, I feel it. And all of a sudden he's like, oh my God, it's going through me.
Yeah.
They took pictures.
I don't know
and,
if I have it on the website or on
No,
our
it's
app.
not. But there's actually photos of the mist going through him, through his body.
Oh, that's a good point. Listeners, you can
When
download. You
you're-
can download our app on Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon App Store. Just search Supernatural Occurrence Studies.
Yeah,
We have photos there in the app.
I'll kind of just give her an idea of, like stuff we pick up.
Oh, damn.
That is
'cause
something we took. At
I don't know if like,
cemetery.
you
south
saw
side of
our
Chicago.
site, but we feel.
I did not, but I
So,
Man, people say that there's a demon here in the attic, the second attic that you guys weren't in.
so that was leading to some other questions about the hotel itself. Is there a basement?
Yeah.
The basement is the kitchen,
Basement's a kitchen. Any activity
but it
in the
was.
basement? So I'm assuming that foundation has never been touched, right?
Yeah.
Original to 1716.
Yeah.
So that's never been touched.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get you up against these foundation walls and see if you and Joe feel anything. Any activity down there at the kitchen? Any kitchen staff ever talk about? No.
No, not really. There's some really interesting areas where they use it as like an office for the chef, or like the pantry too. That you can tell that it's the original basement of this house. And the basement's just under this house. There's nothing under the row house.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I haven't heard anything like happening in the basement.
Okay. Fair enough. Now you said attics. There's two.
There's two. Well, there's technically two because there's the 4 rooms on the top floor of the Thoreau house, right? And then we actually have an attic from the 1889 renovation that's just in the middle of the 2 rooms, right? It's just upstairs from rooms 16 and 17 and 18, like that staircase.
In this house.
It's on the other side of her. It's above 22, so I guess.
Okay.
Because I'm just trying to think of how the staircase goes up. The entrance is right in front of room 20, and then you go up the staircase and then around, and then it's pretty like right in the middle.
Okay.
But it's not exactly over the front desk, so I would say it's probably part of this house.
Okay.
But I don't know how original the attic is. All I know about the attic, though,
Yeah.
is that it's hot as hell.
Attics always are.
We
Heat
went
rises.
up.
That's where
We
it
actually
collects.
just went up before we did the interview.
You went up to
I
the
mean,
attic.
Dave, how hot was the attic?
It was pretty hot. I mean, but it's not
wow.
No, but I'm heat rises, so
not
of
air
course.
conditioned up there. But it was
no.
probably a good 90 degrees or more.
I mean, if it was
Coming from the attic?
very hot.
I mean, the Ghost Chronicles book that we sell in the lobby, that reports that that's where the demon lives.
Okay. How are you going to spring this on us this late in the interview?
She
Ariana.
talked to us about
Tell us
I
about
don't know
the
anything
demon.
about a demon. I know that in the book there is an account of the investigators who came in. They did a seance, or they messed around with a Ouija board, which you are not supposed to do. And apparently they went home that night, and it was like a couple who had been doing it, and the man like woke up, and his wife or girlfriend had a different face.
Oh,
And he woke her up and was just like, "Oh my god."
you're hot.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm gonna mess around with Ouija boards all the time now.
But apparently it like
And then
freaked
she
her
went.
out. But then they went back to bed, and in the morning, I guess on the way out, like she looked in a mirror and she said that she had a different face.
And now, so everyone's clear, listeners, that happened here. The face change happened here.
No, it lingered her
At home.
Went home with her.
Did the Ouija board here?
They did the Ouija board in this room. This room.
Our room?
This room.
What the hell?
Ooh.
Okay, so did
I
the
don't think
Ouija
that they
board
picked up a
here?
spirit from this room. I think that if this account is real,
Right. Well, thank you.
It would definitely.
We don't know if it's real, but
Exactly. It would definitely be from. I don't know where a demon would come into the inn.
Right. No. Okay.
I'm like, I haven't heard any negative stories about people. Yeah. I mean, I did hear a story about like a bloody honeymoon kind of thing that happened here.
Whoa! Oh man!
Right. There was like a couple who checked in, and it was like the night before their wedding, and the fiance killed his wife, or he killed his fiance the night before their wedding. Yeah, but it wasn't in this room or downstairs. It was in one of the other rooms. I can't remember which one.
No kidding.
Sorry, I can't remember who told me.
What about suicides or any other deaths?
Yeah,
I mean, because I have a lot of friends that actually work in hotels too, and it's like, I mean, the shit that goes down in hotels, it's like you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it's all walks of life, you know. I mean, a lot of people stay in hotels for weird reasons, or I mean, you know, transients or whatnot. You know, yeah. I mean, obviously this is a little higher end hotel, but you know,
it's 3 stars. We were 4 stars, but then they were upset with us because we don't have a pool. Oh, whatever. But we also can't put in a pool because Concord won't let us put in a pool.
Oh, really?
Get an above
they won't even let us put in an elevator.
Get in an above ground pool, you know, like real classy Boston folk.
Right.
We were going somewhere.
Yeah, is there any other stories of deaths that you know of?
Oh, yeah, you missed a few good ones, Dave. You'll have to actually listen to the podcast this time. So the bloody honeymoon, the Ouija board demon.
Like suicides, or
I was headed somewhere and I got sidetracked.
I've heard that there's a little girl who lives on this side of the inn as well, or that this is where she's been seen or felt. I haven't heard anyone like personally recount this story to me. That's another story that's been told by guests who have stayed, and it's like in our handout that we give to the guests so that they can read the ghost stories.
It was something that popped in my head actually before we just sat down and started recording. I'm like, did I read this But something about like a little kid laughing in the hall.
Yeah, there's like a little girl.
That just was in my head.
A little girl it was like a little Native American girl, but I don't know how she died. I don't know why she's here, but apparently there's a little girl who lives here who's Native American.
I kind of just had something coming to me about like a little kid like laughing in the hall.
Somewhere.
And apparently it was.
I don't think I read it though.
I don't know how she died, but apparently it was like a violent death. I don't even know if she died in the inn, but apparently. Maybe that's what the demon is.
The girl?
Maybe. She's the anomaly that I've heard of.
Huh. That makes no sense. Why?
Everyone's just that nobody knows how she died. Nobody knows where she came from. They're just like, there's a little girl who lives here.
Some people say
what some people consider demons. If it's an angry thing, it's like obviously it's like what the English, and did to the Native Americans,
Or sometimes they say demons mask themselves as little children, so people let their defenses down, and then the oppression and possession takes place. But interesting.
Yeah.
What would the tribe have been around here?
It would still be
the
like
Wampanoag,
yeah, it probably still would have been.
Probably the Wampanoag.
Or the Anawan. We'll have to
Wampanoag.
find out. That's curious.
I know Algonquin, nearby.
Okay.
There's a town. There's a town named Algonquin nearby. That's where I get that idea from.
Okay. We could find it. We could easily find it.
Called Algonquin too, which is.
there?
Oh, street.
I don't think it has
there's
anything
a
to
town.
do with the Algonquin.
I think it does. But
I just know that the Pequot Native Americans were from Connecticut. Yeah, Connecticut. I'm Pequot Native American. 1/16.
You are?
Oh.
1/16.
Hey, maybe you should walk around with us. Maybe that Native American vibe will stir stuff up. What else, guys?
Well, actually,
we kept Ariana here a lot longer than I think she planned.
I was like, it's 10:30.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Do you want something to drink? Do you want water or anything?
Yeah, I'm going to have some of your water.
It's really hot. What else?
It's the demon.
No. Today, we went to Dighton Rock, and randomly we actually met someone, and we had an interview. He was half Native American, and he actually sensed a lot of things and saw a lot of things, and we talked about Dave and I, and in reality, a lot of people don't even know what they are because, they think they're one thing, but they're something else. But then when they get their DNA back, it's like, wait, what?
You trace that family tree.
But I don't know. I mean, if there's a connection, too, with Native American and being able to sense, because it's almost... It's two different worlds. It's almost like old school technology. And I think some of the English side of it, it almost we backtracked and lost. You know what I mean?
Maybe some ethnicities are more genetically predisposed to feeling
because
supernatural
they adapted
occurrences.
to it.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? It's we almost degressed rather than progressed. And I think that now we might be getting on that path again. But it
well, especially with aren't they saying that by 2050 or something there's not going to be any
fewer people anymore?
Yeah, there's not going to be any strict ethnicities. It's going to be so mixed that you won't be able to tell people apart by the way that they look.
That's what I kind of say all the time. Yeah, because it's racism and this and that. It's well,
guys, we're all going to look the same in 100 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, while you're sleeping tonight, definitely be. Just be mindful. Yeah, you might.
She's pointing next to a window and the fireplace. There's a little kind of alcove sort of.
See, I think she knows a little bit more than
thing
she's
in
telling
there.
us.
That's where I'm going to be sleeping, Dave.
So what is it?
Get over here.
Dave Black and Joe Erie will be sleeping together.
Cuddling.
Knock that stuff off the counter.
And I'm going to be sleeping by myself on a cot.
Slap one of those.
So we're going to see if those shadows appear by me, Jason Knight.
I'm more expecting you guys to feel the nurse rubbing your back.
I'm kind of hoping that one of these bedposts will crack off and impale one of us.
Yeah, because then he's got to pay for it.
It's fine.
So I guess in closing, Ariana, you mentioned earlier that you have kind of an ability, whatever you want to call it, to see outcomes, to foreshadow certain outcomes. Correct?
I would say that.
What is our outcome as Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies here recording the SOS-Radio podcast? What is our outcomes for the evening?
For the evening?
Yeah. What do you see happening to us?
How are we going to die?
Dave's going to murder you in your sleep.
I've been...
Whoa. Wait. Did you say Mike's going to murder Dave?
Mike?
No,
Yeah.
Might.
Oh, I think Mike is going to murder Dave.
No. I feel like if anybody had a good chance of feeling something tonight, I think it would be you guys. I've seen some people come in before who were just had the apps out on their phone. They're like, ooh, let me see if there's any cold spots.
Yes, most ghost hunter people can't feel
Careful.
shit.
That's it.
I mean, most people are not. They can't feel stuff
And that's where, and you're right.
We are the equipment. Me and Joe are the equipment.
And I kind of push away from equipment. Most people like to see actual evidence of machines, but I
think
feel
this is something you're supposed to have evidence for.
We use.
I feel it kind of
minimal amounts of
spirits
equipment
and energy away. The electromagnetic.
We use minimal amounts of equipment. It's more to confirm their feelings than find it first.
And it's also a little rude if you think about it. Just having people up in your space. There's a difference between wanting to feel a connection with a spirit and wanting to record it for for personal reasons, to feel ownership of it.
Yeah, no, and that's definitely nothing that we're about or promote or anything like that. We want listeners. We want to keep our listeners happy. I think we've been doing that so far, but
trying to marginalize on a person's final resting place.
At the end of the day,
would piss them off.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we do this because we love it, And honestly, to tell you the truth, I pushed away from it for a long time just because it scared me, and I didn't want anything to do with it. The more you do it, the more you think about it, the more you investigate, the more it comes to you. And I've been like this since I was little. I hated it because it scared the shit out of me, And then I finally got to a point again where it's you know what? This is what I am. And if it's a gift, if it's a curse, whatever. But this is what I do, and this is what I could do. I might as well use it, And
the funny thing is, the two girls who they quit Night Audit because they couldn't do it anymore. I had everyone who's left here. I've known when they started. I don't know why, but I got a feeling from them that once they were like, no, I can't do this anymore, I can't handle the ghosts, like,
That they might.
it made sense to me. Yeah. That I would get a feeling from them. Like,
Yeah. You know the people.
Angel
that
left,
have it.
Savannah left, Nicole left. Well, she's gonna leave. Victoria left.
Wow.
It's always the ladies too.
And
You know-
it's not management. It's stuff that happens here.
It's stuff that happens. Well, because
The-
I mean,
the
there's not much
odd
that
stuff that
management
happens
can
here.
do to affect night audit. They don't really interact with management except for like twice a day.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going.
They're on.
You stressed a couple times that there were certain areas in this room. I know you told us, but is there some other thing too with any of these areas? Did something else happen somewhere in this room?
No, but everyone says that area over there where they see the shadow, like that's where the doctor's desk was or something like that, and that's where.
Makes sense.
Because I'm just
Makes sense.
before you even say
Yeah.
anything. When we walked in this room, there was one spot, okay, and you bastards, because this is where I'm sleeping. It's that corner over there.
The far side of the bed over there.
Near the closet door?
I called this side.
No, you called the right side. You're like,
I called the right side,
I'm
right.
sleeping on the right side.
Right side.
That's the left side. If you're looking at the bed,
Yeah, but if you're lying down in the
I'm
bed.
actually the bed, but that area right there.
Yeah. People say that they see like a darkness in the,
I feel
closet.
it's over here.
Also, in that episode of Ghost Hunters, that door closed twice.
The closet door.
The closet door closed twice.
You know what? I forgot about. I saw a video on YouTube.
I've never seen
I
it.
completely forgot about that. Yeah, but you know what? I think a lot of these shows they do stuff on purpose or they set stuff up. Like
Oh, I know. There was like a scene where they asked them to close this door.
Okay.
No. So what Ariana just
Just so you
did
know, the
is-
door
No,
closes
yeah.
on its own.
Yeah, right.
But
exactly.
I'm telling you, like
That door doesn't.
Come over here.
yeah, I know. I already felt it, and
It's like you can see like my eyes kind of welling up a bit.
it's the same. I'm telling you. But yeah,
So what do
It's
you
like
feel?
this is the most I've felt here so far. Well, it's gone now. But
what
as
were
soon
you
as
I
I
think we scared it.
as soon as I walked in here, I felt like like a 7-ish, 7,
Really?
8 level.
And of course, Dave's standing in the closet, and I'm not going to make any jokes.
I was just gonna make
What
a
do you
mic
mean? It
joke.
came out of the closet centuries ago. Whoa!
Jumped in the closet.
Wow, that's pretty. So we'll keep an eye on that closet door.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I felt it in the room right away.
I don't know anything that happened
wanna
over
play
there,
s-
but that's where people
Do
say
you guys
that
want to
they
play
see
7 minutes with a demon?
7 minutes with a demon.
Thank you.
Let's hope that we don't hear the giggles, right?
Yeah, Michael.
Like that freaked me out a little bit. Like the demons disguise themselves as
yeah.
children.
Can
Yeah.
you show
That
us?
makes a lot of
Can you
sense.
show us that other attic?
Oh yeah.
Let me make sure I got my key because here's no.
We're going to go up to the other attic. Ariana's going to take us up there now. Tonight we have full reign of this hotel, which is great. We haven't even begun our investigation yet. Ariana was such a good guest.
We're way ahead of you. We didn't turn any lights on.
Oh wow, look at this.
This is where we were.
Very steep stairs
This is where we
leading
keep
up
all
into
of our
the attic.
decorations.
Get in there. Go in there,
Yeah,
Phil.
so if you think about
Fall through the ceiling.
Do you feel anything up here?
I mean, yeah, it's creepy.
There's that original chimney she's talking about.
I know. I kind of fell over here though.
Dave's taking pictures inside the attic. Lights are off. There are shiny, reflective banquet trays, so we have to take that in consideration with the outcome of the photos.
Let me walk really
Here, wait, let me.
Here it is. It's over here. It's not in there. It's here. Oh yeah. Hey, it's in there. This is the attic.
What did you say?
This is the
the
attic.
employees lived in here for a little while when he's hiding from his ex-wife.
Are you serious?
Yep.
This is the attic.
So now we are in the attic.
This
Make
is
sure.
where it's stronger in here.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, look what's right behind you.
I know. The chimney.
That original chimney.
Yeah.
Store energy.
But the other chimney too. Oh, that too. Yeah, exactly. The other one's down this way.
So how do I describe the attic? Dark, hot,
It's not very strong.
very
It's maybe
low
at the
ceilings, original
But
chimney
it's-
coming through the center.
It's more here. For some reason, it's there.
Pretty sparse. Not a lot of garbage up here.
It's mostly serving.
Careful you don't fall through the ceiling.
Seriously, though.
I know.
Ariana, do you feel anything up here?
No, but in the other room, I was like, I don't know, I had this weird feeling, like it was like, I had the chesty feeling again, and it was like a little bit harder to breathe.
In the other room?
Yeah,
The warm chesty thing you were talking about, or the cold?
the warm. I haven't felt the cold chesty thing since that day. Honestly, I've never felt it again.
All right, after you.
It was like the most jarring thing that ever happened in my life.
I went and looked in that thing. I wasn't expecting
Yeah, no, I was like right here.
expected a raccoon to
You
jump
can take
out.
a picture, Dave. I'll go up in here.
Joe, you want to take the Tascam in there?
Fall through all 3 floors.
Want to take the Tascam in there?
Oh, I mean, I could.
Whoa!
Joe, you want a flashlight?
If you want to.
Sure.
Tascam. Don't go too far. We don't know how strong that floor is.
Jay?
Don't press the button.
Jay.
Watch the Tascam. Make sure you don't press the button.
Yeah. It's really it's not that big. I don't know. Yeah, I tell you the truth, I really don't feel too much.
There's a little offshoot to the second attic room. Little crawl space area. Very tight, very hot up here. Moist. Gross. Okay. Well, she was a good guest.
Oh yeah.
We have like an hour, we're still recording, we have an hour and 40 minutes. With that interview alone, this might wind up being a 2-part episode.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because we didn't get done.
Because we haven't even started our investigation yet.
Which one?
Alright. So now the hotel is a lot more quiet, a lot more chill. There's the Liberty Room Joe was talking about. I say we don't even start
No,
until we have our equipment.
This. I honestly don't feel anything in here. I feel it over here.
Well, I know they were not winning today. I saw it. They were down by 1 and just got 2 wins. Right when I was sitting over.
Walking to the gift shop.
They're one game back of the this room right over here.
Yeah, I'm getting it in here now.
So I'm leaving dead air here. Where are we headed? What is this?
It almost feels like
What room are we in?
We're in the sitting room right
in the
now.
sitting room.
Okay.
It's like basically a balloon. Okay, you rub a balloon in your hand. Your body. You put it up to your hair and you feel that like the static kind of come off a little bit. It kind of feels very static.
It's over here now.
Yeah, that's over.
Well, I guess it's going to be one continuous show. And now, Ariana, what room would we be in here?
We're about to go to the Thoreau room. I don't go in this room very often.
Oh, you feel that? I know. Oh yeah.
You guys, you got to wait for the recorder. You got to come to me.
Oh yeah.
Why is it so cold in here?
I don't know.
We're going to come back down. We got the thermal down.
But I'm telling you this.
Oh, wow. Stand right here.
Explain what you're feeling.
I'm showing you where it moved though now.
Dave, what are you feeling?
There's a spot right here. There's like a cold spot.
I got the shivers. Yeah.
Yeah, this is up then. Hey, over here, because this is where it is now.
So is George stalking you? Is that what's happening?
No, George is not stalking
Dave?
me. George is coming to hang out with me tonight.
Dave, come here. Here.
I need his help putting the bed. I need his help putting some furniture.
David.
You got to keep talking, Joe.
It's in this room.
But what are you feeling? What is it?
Just static. What do you feel, Dave?
Actually, had it on in the 1960s.
Really?
Yeah.
Dave.
All right, we can't have 3 conversations going on at once.
Dave, do you feel this?
Because this is going to get all garbled up.
What is that?
That just goes out into the dining room.
We need to go here. This one. Yeah. feel that or no? There we go. Oh yeah. Dave, this is the hot spot. It's all in here.
The Don Johnson?
Okay, so what are you feeling?
Just energy, just static.
Body reacting?
Not, I mean, on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd say it's about like a 4 or 5. It was over there.
Don't get creeped out by those things in the window. What the hell is that?
Alright.
This Paul Revere and his horse.
Looks like a demon.
You know, wasn't there another guy that did more than Paul? Like, Paul Revere only, like, went a mile, and another guy went,
Yeah,
like,
nobody
30.
ever talks about the guy who actually got there.
Yeah. He basically, like, ran up exhausted after going,
It's
like,
gone. It
50
keeps
miles
on going.
until
It's
Paul
over
Revere-
here.
Oh, British are coming. And then Paul
And
Revere
what room is this?
Oh my goodness! And then was captured.
What room is this?
Yeah, for some, Dave, like for this wall over here, it's between those rooms. It's kind of like in that section.
Where's that?
This is the room that we were in.
What room is this?
It's the Alcott room.
Oh, that's where we just
Do you feel it or no?
Yeah, I feel it. This fucking guy.
I mean, I've had like goosebumps since the sitting down, basically. But it's like a feeling like in the top of my back right here. Like my ponytail's tickling the top of my back, even though I have like 3 layers of cloth in between it.
We actually just talked about this earlier today too, because we've been doing it for so long that we're almost starting to get desensitized, like where it's like we can only feel like the strong now. You know what I mean? If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, I've been feeling like goosebumpy since we came downstairs.
Torn from a world of tyrants beneath this western sky, we formed a new dominion, a land of liberty. The world shall own, we're masters here, then hasten on the day. Huzzah, 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 huzzah for free America.
Colonial Inn.
Look at this. Look at my
right
arms. Take a
outside our
picture.
room.
Take a picture.
Right outside our room 24.
That's where the camera blocks it.
Right outside our room 24, we're getting big EMF spikes. 13, 14.
No, it just went away.
Yeah, and apparently not. 19, 21.
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you feel it?
It's over here.
It's going towards him.
No, it's
No, because it
6, 7.
It left me. Dave,
Guys, it's... Jake, come over here.
Dave, do an experiment for me. Take your shoes off.
Shut up. Jake, come over here.
Yeah, I can't do everything. 7 to... It's
Are we recording right
19,
now, right?
yes.
Are we
So
gonna...
this is the strongest I felt it since we've been here.
Here we go, Concord Inn investigation, YouTube.
It's coming back.
We just started our investigation for the evening, and we're getting big EMF spikes on the floor outside our room 24. 10, 9, 11. At one point, it spiked to,
Dave,
23.
Take your shoes
I don't want
off.
to walk around without...
I don't care. I'm telling you, I feel more now. This is the first time
7.
I'm doing this.
It's 8, 10. It's fluctuating all around here.
Okay, we're recording,
Holy
right?
Christ. Yeah, you're on video right
Okay,
now.
so this is the first time that we're actually trying this, walking around barefoot. Okay, like, and just
Sounds like you're more grounded to the...
and that's what I feel
To the
right
property.
now. Okay, I have no stones. I'm barefoot. As soon as I took
9,
as
11.
soon as I took my socks off, and you saw what happened, and I was just charged. And then you were getting readings.
That is
I'm not
crazy.
getting too much anymore.
It's all in this hallway. 10,
It's whatever was in our closet.
12, 19, 21, 26.
Oh.
Holy shit. 26, kid. I don't know if the camera could type this up. Look at this. 10, 15, 20,
It's jumping
7,
all over the place
13,
right now.
21.
Is it going to be the wiring of the pipes above us?
Dude, you got to be on this thing. I'm shaking. 30!
No.
30!
Dave, I am telling you, take your
No,
socks
I'm not
off.
going to take my socks
It's-
All right, stop.
Get some weird fucking fumbling.
19.
19, 17.
I'm telling you, like it's like I'm like a
It's all around us. What are you feeling, Joe?
dude. Like I'm feeling energy.
We're getting huge EM spikes. 23.
Dude, look
26.
Look at this. They're going to start coming out. I'm feeling it more right now and more. Do you see this?
29.
It's coming out. Look at my hair. Now they're starting to stand up. Look at this. Look, just watch and film. Do you see? Look, they're sticking out now.
Sleeping. Be quiet.
Okay. You see that?
27, yes.
Take
30. 39. It's all in this. There's something around us. Joe.
It's over here. It's over here. It's over here.
It's hitting me right now, dude.
You feel it?
It's going.
Well, hold on.
It's hitting me right now.
Did you? Hold
It's
on.
over here.
No. Dude, it's look at.
It's over here.
I know.
Fuck you, it's right here.
Look at my arm. Just look at. All right, this is on camera. Look at my arm sticking up right now. I'm taking it from you. Okay. Look at this. It's not bad.
This is insane.
Dude, does it keep? Why does it keep on going up?
Because it's reading harmful levels.
Yeah, I definitely feel it. I mean, you see this. It's not bad.
I turned it off. It's massive. It's massive.
Are we recording still?
Yeah.
Okay.
The strongest development since we've been in Massachusetts at all.
Yeah, me too. Now it's nothing. Down to 2. 0. It's zeroed out. It's zeroed out.
Here.
It's zeroed out.
It was here.
It was there too.
Super strong.
It was super strong there too, reading harmful levels of EMF.
It hits and runs. Did you? That thing was going crazy when I touched you. Again, I mean, obviously it's going away now. It hits and runs. It's nothing bad.
Oh my God.
Dave,
That was nuts.
watch my arms. Okay, look at my arms now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Joe's going up to
I
this
just had to
attic.
seal this back up. The light was still on. You guys left the light on and the chain off and everything.
Oh, I know. Well, I don't work here.
Well, she could have gotten in trouble.
We have free run of the place. You feeling anything up there? I wonder if that high spike warped any of the audio here.
Okay.
It's in here.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. He's right. It was just here. Now it's out. And now it's gone. Barely. Oh. Now it's reading. It's fluctuating between 0 and about 0.7 milligauss. You can see that. Yeah, it's zeroing out again.
Do me this favor. Do walk up there and tell me what you feel.
This is nuts. I'm going back down this hallway. It was in this hallway, man. $17, $15, $25, $40. It's you. It's hitting again.
I want to say this. This room right here. This is basically the morgue in the Revolutionary War. Okay, right here.
I thought that was.
It's EMF everywhere.
Okay. Over here.
It's all up here.
I know. Over here, this is where they had surgeries in the Revolutionary War. Okay, with the rumor stay.
It's all up here. Look at it. Look at it.
I know. I'm feeling it. It's in my head.
Joe, watch this reader. I'm gonna try to see if there's any temperature fluctuations
Look at this. It went up
that we're not noticing.
34, 37, 36, 30, 34, 39.
Wait.
Oh, look at it. Look.
Harmful.
Boom. It just,
Yep.
dude, it just, why? Jay, watch this. Jay.
There's electrical stuff.
No, look at my arms. And it's going up. Here we go. Look at it.
Doing temperature readings, get a baseline of 79.
I'm just, I never really gave a shit about one of these, but as I'm feeling stuff, and I look at it, and it's going up.
Yes.
And I'm feeling it. It's look at this, dude.
Go.
No, it's not. It's going.
It's in here.
We're walking through another hallway. I'm reading Dave.
It's this way. I felt it over here. Look at it.
Do you not hear that?
That's
Yeah, that was weird.
Let's go see what it is.
Oh, it's people. It's alright. Walking down a long corridor. Following Dave at this point. Joe has the EMF detector, which was just going bananas in that one particular hall.
It's over here. It's
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it over there. It's over here. This thing's reading it. This is going to 0.
It's zeroed out.
Joel, I found a place here we've gone yet.
Okay, let's go.
Are you getting a reading in here?
24, boom.
To 0.
I'm not feeling it yet.
Continuing to walk through. Hey.
This is the first time that I've ever done this barefoot.
Yeah, well, we're all barefoot to try to be more grounded to the energy in the property.
Look at this. Look at this. 31 and 30, 27. I'm not feeling it though.
Ice machine.
Downtown.
311.
Oh, I'm getting hits. Look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got a fucking 41.
Yeah, I mean, there's something.
Here, look at it, dude. It keeps on coming on and off. You see these. Watch. It's definitely jumping all over the place.
It's like those waves you talk about, those coming and going.
Yeah. I'm not feeling it 100% over here.
Let's go explore another part of the hotel.
We're at 42 right here. Look at this. That one way.
Yeah, but there's still electrical wiring and shit.
Yeah.
Probably like old electrical wiring too. It's a common shit.
Pretty sure for code, the electricity had to be modernized along with the plumbing.
18, 20,
Let's go down these stairs.
21, 36.
Joe, let's check out these. Let's just see.
I mean, is it just me? Like honestly, like
Read it out here. What do we get?
9, 23, 9, 2, 10.
Okay, I'm getting something right here.
Stairwell.
Fuck, dude, we're at 2.38. Look at this. Look at this. 3.96.
Try to get reading.
I mean,
Oh man, it's hurting my head.
because it's going to fucking Dave. That's why.
Get no temperature fluctuations.
It's definitely here.
I'm getting a little bit up. It ran to him. That's why I'm getting shit. I mean, you see it
That was
a little bit, but
What did it hit up to?
I think it was like 3 point something.
Man, it's unbelievable.
I've never seen it that high.
Me neither. Look, now it's based out to 0.
Nothing.
So, and it's not.
I think I'm pretty sure.
Well, I was gonna
It's
say,
still here. It's still, I'm still
like,
feeling it.
with the last couple of days we've been doing this, I have a fucking headache, man. Like, I'm starting to get just drained.
No temperature fluctuations.
It's in this hallway.
Yeah. I actually am.
So Dave and Joe are saying it's in the hallway, and our detector is reading it. Joe, this way.
It's here. It's over here. It's over here.
75.
I don't want to hold this thing because
Are you standing in the middle?
Bro,
I know. I don't like looking at this. I want to just feel. I don't want, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm going back and forth.
no temperature changes. Do you want this? Want to grab some temperature?
Yeah. I mean, tell me if you did something. I just want to go blind and just feel.
See, we're not.
sucked out.
Why is
Dude,
that?
my fucking head's been hurting.
I've got like this pressure in my fucking.
That's what I'm saying. We've been doing this for the last couple of days, and I'm just like, fuck, man. I'll tell you when shit's strong. This whole area, in general, in Massachusetts, there's a lot of shit. But,
Did you hear that?
It's
Is that a dog?
now it's gone.
are you feeling?
Did you hear the dog?
No,
I heard it. But are you feeling anything in here?
something right here. Something right here. Reading the walls. I'm getting EMF everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it so much.
How am I getting these here spikes?
No. Let's go this way. That's not over here.
It popped.
I literally haven't felt anything as strong as I just felt here anywhere else.
57, 51, 56, 65. See, it's not up by the lights. It's down.
It's back in here.
It's down here.
Okay.
43.
Where does this lead? Let's see.
It's back in here.
Let's go for it. We have free reign, so let's open all doors we can. What floor would you say this is? Second? Second floor.
Let's see if I could use some of my Italian skills.
What are you doing, Joe?
Trying to pry it open.
Dude, if it's locked, it's supposed to be locked. That's not open to us. Let's not be that crazy.
No, we can't get in. You know what's weird?
Well, this is Henry David Thoreau, Walden. There's a good look at him. Right there.
How crazy is it? I didn't feel anything, and all of a sudden, the thing went. When Dave was saying he felt it, it ran at him. Things run at him for some reason.
Man, just massive spikes. I don't get it. I'm starting to question.
Dude.
I'm starting to question the validity of these readings. Because according to this, we're swimming in it.
Watch this.
And you guys should be falling down.
Yeah, but the difference is things run at him. They run at me or they run at him. And they run away. This is where I'm feeling it. My head's
So
just
now
like-
we're on the first floor, going around.
I mean, I don't know if it sounds weird, but I mean, I could smell it. I smell static. Like I feel it everywhere. Like this is where, and let's see where we get the hot spot.
It's stronger in the newer wing.
Huh.
I don't know. Let's go up.
Let's continue looking around. What is this now?
It's the other side of the restaurant.
Okay.
Desk is right there. This is our stateroom.
So now we're heading up to number 2 again.
I want to go back to our room.
Why are we going back to our room?
Why not? Let's go check it out.
I just want to I could also get the room on video. Look at nothing. Barely a hit. So here's our room. Yeah. Here's our room. I guess on one of the Ghost Adventure shows. Here's the corner that Ariana was talking about here. You can see that where shadows tend to appear. This is where I'll be sleeping tonight.
I don't know. This area, man.
And I'm getting spikes in here too.
Yeah, because look at this. I'm telling you, look at this.
Yeah.
I told you it's right here.
Your body's
This is where I'm
reacting.
getting it.
Here's the closet door that one of the ghost shows showed opening on its own and closing on its own, I guess 3
Yeah,
times.
don't pay attention to that. That's bullshit.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. I am getting readings in here.
But this is where I feel it, okay?
Up here by the
Remember, okay? The area next door, that's where the morgue was. This is where they operated.
So this could be full of energy.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's
they put this. Let's walk back. Let's
it's
try.
hitting 0.9. Okay, we're in our room. Just want to give you a quick view of our room where we'll be staying tonight. The most haunted room, apparently. There's our
Snakes.
milk snake. Toads. Toads, my goats. That was stupid. Why did I say that? Going back down.
I don't know. You know
There's
what?
Dave on Facebook. Dave on Facebook. Good. Down. Let's go down. Yeah, that's a creepy hallway right there. That's a creep.
We gotta get down into the thorough room.
I thought I just saw a flash of light right there.
Yeah,
I thought I just saw a flashlight right there.
This,
It's like weird.
well, that's what we were feeling stuff.
It comes
Okay,
and it goes.
it's back in here.
I know. Why do it keeps on coming and going?
Let's do one quick walk this way. Then we'll come back.
It feels like a fucking just a balloon with energy.
Dave's in the throes. EMF is spiking off the charts.
Yeah, why do you walk around with bare feet?
Just
Yeah. Fucking 300-year-old place.
the thing I get tired.
What are you feeling, Dave? Explain.
My right temple was like... This is when he's driving a fucking nail into it.
There is energy around you. No, it's gone.
I keep on seeing shit in this
Back.
room.
Yeah, it was right here, right around this armoire, whatever you call this thing, that I saw a flash of light.
When Dave was talking earlier too, like I see that my peripheral vision and shit. Like I keep on seeing shit in this area.
Let's go down. I want to go down.
Really quick, just Dave, just go up there really quick, just for a sec, just to the top of the stairs and see if you feel anything by yourself.
I don't want to go up there.
Why?
Because I was just up there a few minutes before you guys came back up here.
All right, let's
Did
go
you
down.
feel anything?
Not really.
I don't know. I didn't feel good when I was at the top of that stair.
Going downstairs, round into the front desk, I do believe. Yep.
How's it looking?
I don't know, we're getting some real anomalous readings on our equipment. It's kind of strange. And it's off the charts in here too. I just don't get it. There's nothing. You have to be on this thing with a device that throws off any sort of electrical interference. You have to be on it. So in theory, I'm in something at this point, but I don't feel a thing.
How much were you at?
In the 40s to 50s.
I saw a couple of worms, like the beveled shit. You know,
It's really weird. And we're also live. We're going, well, not live, but GoPro for the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So let's keep going.
how much was it at? I saw a couple of beveled air, like.
I hit about 50. Here's those shelves
Dude,
that
I'm seeing
Ariana
shit.
was talking
Just
about.
Focus, one location, and pay attention to stuff on the side.
Here's the shelves that Ariana was talking about stuff flying off of. But nothing going on tonight, huh, Trev?
Nope. Not that I see.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, I don't know how good. Joe, do you have the camera? I mean the flashlight.
No, I don't.
Dave, take it.
What is this?
Who's got it? We got it.
It looks kind of
Oh,
like
yeah.
a cannabis grow room over there.
Let's see. So maybe the GoPro, the YouTube people could see this sitting area. Joe, is this what you're saying you were having feelings earlier today?
Yeah.
The sitting area? Hey,
All right.
grab the detector. You can turn it off and put it in your pocket, please. Thank you. So here's some cool kind of a timeline of events with Paul Revere and what happened on this site or immediately around this site where we're at. Concord, Massachusetts. Some really cool paintings and drawings. Hopefully you guys can see that. In this guest registry here, I don't know if I could really get that down, but we're talking about Churchill's, Martha, oh God, not history. Martha Washington signed these guest books. I don't know if we could see that, but there we go. There's the Churchills. There's other ones where the Washingtons signed it. That's really freaking impressive. As Ariel, the desk worker we interviewed earlier, for her feedback, for her interview, listen to the SOS-Radio podcast from Concord, Massachusetts. It should be called the Colonial Inn.
You need to come here.
And she'll tell you all. You can hear all the stories.
This is ridiculous, dude. Just come here. Like, I mean, I'm fucked up. My head hurts, dude. I'm tired.
Don't go in there yet.
Why, Dave? Talk to me.
As soon as I walked into this room, it started zapping my head, pulsing through my brain.
I'm tired, man.
Like my temples, this doesn't feel like other places. This feels
Explain
different.
the difference. What's the difference?
It's like it's zapping. Like it's not just making contact. It's like taking something from me. Like I feel weak.
That's scary.
It's like my head is pounding. Like my temples are all. Like it feels like somebody's been like punching me in the temples. Like it hurts. Like there's like this pulsing in my temples. Okay.
I've been like that since we got here. I'm tired.
Can everyone just listen for a second, please? The Thoreau room here is where I feel is the center of whatever.
What did I say when we got here?
Shh. You hear that?
It was like, ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did. I wonder if the Tascam picked it up. I did hear it.
All right.
Don't go in. Don't go in.
Hold on.
I don't even want to go in right now. It's coming. I know.
Talk. What do you...
Yes?
Did I interrupt you?
No, I'm just getting attacked by whatever's here. It's fun.
It scared him away.
I did hear that. It sounded like, oh. Real short, real quick.
All right.
Female? Would you say female?
I don't know. Could have been a bro. Yeah. I was, whoo.
Dude, it's in here, I'm telling you.
Okay, it's in this room.
Okay.
So
I
what
don't
we're
even-
going to
I
do...
know.
Okay,
I'm feeling
one
it.
at a time.
All right, stop. We know, Joe. We're going to go in this room. We're going to each sit down in a different part of the room. Leave the Tascam in the middle of the room, and we're just going to sit. All right? For like a good 20 minutes and not say a word.
Dude, I'm fucking tired as it is, man. It's draining, like,
So do you not want to go in
everything.
there?
Let's go, but
All right.
I don't understand, like, this takes a lot out of us. Like, I'm tired, man. Like, this is how, it's been 3 days.
I'm not even going to take pictures. I'm going to leave the camera off.
This is strong in here.
All right, YouTubers. I'm going to keep the video running as long as I can. The row room. As I was saying before, listen to the SOS-Radio podcast to hear an excellent interview we had with Ariana, front desk worker here, who's been here for 1.5 years. She had some really good stories to tell about this place.
Jay, get over here now.
All right, I'm going into
I'm
the row
fucked
room.
up right now. He's going crazy.
You guys got to enunciate. You got to talk. You got to tell me what you're feeling.
We can't even fucking explain what's happening.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's really strong right now. My head's like, yeah. I'm tired. It hurts. I mean, that's what I said right away when we walked in here. It's this and this. This room is bad. My stomach hurts. I feel like I want to throw up. I'm fucking tired. Like it's eating our energy.
We have this air conditioning.
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do about it, so we have to mark it and make note. There is a grumbling kind of sound from a ceiling air conditioning unit, so
It's in here for sure. It's feeding off us, though.
Would you feel that vibration coming through the chairs? Like this
But I think that's from that.
Yeah, it's the AC unit.
Let's see if it can shut it off.
The thermostat's in here, dude. I don't even freaking remember how to work these things. There's 2 different thermostats. Just we gotta mark it. Just okay. Here we go. Here's where we start getting.
I'm trying something different, and it's fucking cool because what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to push all my energy and push it out right now, and I feel like I'm doing it.
Got it. That air conditioning is now off.
Dave, do an experiment. Try to push it out of you.
I just want to...
Try to push it out of you.
Setting the task cam down on one of the tables.
Try to push it out of you.
Put it on the teacup.
Setting the task cam down.
Joe, find a chair, sit down.
I know I'm pushing it out of me right now.
Don't do anything, just sit down.
We're all sitting down with the sounds.
Dude,
We're all sitting down. I think for YouTube, I'm gonna have to kill the video for now because probably can't see a thing. What the fuck was that? Okay. YouTubers, I gotta pause this for now. I'll come back if anything happens, but there's no sense of just sitting here in the dark. So stay tuned. Chair sliding out. If there's anything you hear, let yourself be known. Come to us.
If you have anything to say, speak into the box. Are you mad that we're here? Can you feel our energy? Can you make something happen to prove that you're here?
Close that door. Close the door. Lock us in here.
Could you let us be known that you're here? Can you try to make a noise to let us know you're here? Move something, possibly a glass, tableware.
Use our energy to close that door.
Do you want to walk around some more?
You want to leave it in here and go sit out there for a while? Close the door, let it talk if it wants.
Dude, I'm just like my head in my stomach right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Oh, man. Back hurts and stuff. It's not going to be too long. I can't get that much dead air on the show.
Alright. Let's bring you know.
Yeah, but we're trying to get EVP. Right, we just sat here for
Yeah.
2
Okay. So,
minutes.
all right.
It's not gonna be that long.
I'm bringing it in the other room because I honestly, for some weird reason, I feel.
Leave it in there.
We did. I just for a little bit. Let's go in here. I think it's in here. I really feel for some weird reason.
It's not here in this station, Dave.
Look at. I feel it's in here right now.
I feel it better than it's in here. It's fucking pulsing over my head while we're sitting there.
Hold on. Okay, come here, Dave. Feel this.
Yeah, I feel it. It's in here. Okay, underneath the room, left the room, or the secondary dining room. Not very strong.
You feel it?
Yeah, but it's not very strong.
No.
It's a little stronger over this one.
Well, that's where I was. Now come this way. I don't even want to go by myself right now. Fuck.
My nose is
Cause it's gonna run to me. Here we go. Oh, do you feel this? Fuck. Do you not feel this?
Yeah, I mean, but like, it's not as strong as it was over there. It's a little stronger over here. It's warmer over here. Yeah, but this is more of like a
I know.
everywhere sort of.
I know. It's just so big and it could run more. But it's like pulling a lot from me right now. I mean, you feel it, right?
Yeah, but like I said, it's not as strong as it was over there. Make sure it narrates.
Well, I think I actually... You know how I always say that, like, I feel it, and then all of a sudden it runs to Dave? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And like sometimes I always would say that Dave, like, he has like a weird vibe from him, and I'm not saying like it's good or bad, but it's kind of a negative, almost like a black energy. Okay. I think that the positive and good energy, it overpowers that negative energy. But negative energy is strong.
Go walk into the kitchen.
But positive energy is stronger. So maybe it pushes away from me and runs to Dave. Did you just see that or no? Oh, it's this way. I mean, I feel nauseous and dizzy, and my head hurts. I can only imagine how you feel. I think I fucking hit the nail on the head. The shit can't get to me because I push it out. For some reason, it runs to Dave because it could feed off of him. Because I know how to control that.
Where are we at? Prescott room. This is the Prescott room, Joe, right?
I have no clue. I'd lie to you and say yes. But this is the Prescott room.
Jesus Christ, just give it to him.
All right.
Make sure to narrate what you're doing. I promise, if you leave it...
Oh, I know. I told you from, the beginning. It's in here. You know what? If there's anything in here, could you please speak into this box? I'm going to leave it right here on the fireplace. And please, can you please speak into the box and let us know you're here?
Close the door.
I'm coming back in, guys. Grabbing the Tascam off the fireplace. And if anybody spoke into this box, thank you. Oh man, I know, I'm feeling it so bad right now.
Oh, God.
I know.
Oh, there's got to be something on that, because it's so fucking in here right now.
We'll see.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. It's in my legs, dude. I know.
Hold this.
Dude, I know.
Dave can't even walk. Leaving things as we left it. Very good.
Jesus Christ.
There's some crazy energy around this place. You guys getting a feel if it's positive or negative, good or bad?
It's not bad at all. It's old. I mean, it was a Revolutionary War. Whatever it is, it's strong as fuck. I mean, I'm pushing it away, and it's running to him. I feel it in my stomach.
Yeah, he's sitting there saying, "Get off me, get off me." All right, we're gonna go outside for a little bit.
Dude, my head hurts. I feel like I'm a puke.
We're gonna go outside for a bit.
Sometimes the hair on my body stands up.
Because that's what I'm feeling in the Thoreau room. It's like extreme.
Really?
Like more, like we've been in Massachusetts for 3 days now?
3 or 4 days.
And I haven't felt anything as strong as I felt here. And it's like, I feel like I just got in like a car accident. Like my head's all like wobbly and like my back hurts.
Trevor, where
and
do
all my
you feel
muscles.
the hair stand up on you?
Right behind the desk.
Behind the desk.
Behind
Where you
the
have to
desk.
work.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Sometimes.
All right.
And it just kind of like flows
I'm
through
gonna
you
go
and like
outside
you're
for a
like,
bit.
"Ah,"
Yeah, it's
and
just
then
a
it
weird
goes
little.
away.
Let's go.
That's what it is,
I'm
man.
gonna get some video outside. I want to get out for a
We've been
while.
doing this for how long? I've been feeling stuff my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, officially we've been doing it since early.
But it's
There we go. There's the door that destroyed my freaking bracelet. So pissed. Alright. I'm outside. I gotta get away from those two for a little bit. It's just too much. The energy, it's just a lot. It's a lot to handle when you don't feel the energy. So, not that I don't believe them, but sometimes you just gotta get away. So now I'm out front of the Colonial Inn, and I want to do some establishing shots. I'll try to edit these properly, or I may just outside getting establishing shots. I'm going to try to, I might edit these in properly, or I might just let it roll natural as it is. But it was beautiful outside of Colonial Inn, 1716 to 2016. Look at this place. Look how beautiful this is. Again, podcast listeners, go to Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies on YouTube to see video from this expedition. It's just a really great place. And I'll try to do a nice 360, kind of get a feel. When we were talking, the first shot of the Revolutionary War was done just up the street. So much history here. It's a little overwhelming at times. As you walk around the plaza here, the square, and you just read these historical markers and things that took place here. It's just, it's incredible. So now I'm outside just walking around the streets. Colonial Inn, right there. I'll try to get that established really well there. Streets are completely quiet. Town shuts down at like 9 o'clock. Joe Erie and I are the only ones on the street, walking in our socks, staying grounded with the earth now. Recap what happened in there. EMF meter off the charts. Just this roaming, this pulsing energy that would just pop in and pop out, and intense. Dave Black and Joe Erie both had profound experiences in there. Dave hardly able to walk anymore. can't even hold his head straight.
We
Something
really
just
need to
fed.
start getting paid for this, because for the shit it takes a toll on your body.
Say it again, Joe.
We really need to start getting paid for this. I mean,
Well,
like for how much it takes, like out of your body, I'm gonna be fucked for like next like couple days. I'm telling you. And it ran a Dave. He's gonna be useless.
no, he's done. He's done. I had to get away from him.
I
It was affecting me.
I feel. It's not even bad. I feel sick right now.
Well, sick because of the energy depletion.
Yeah.
Not sick because it's evil.
It's not.
Just to make that distinction
yeah.
for the listeners.
It's not a bad thing at all. Whatever is here is definitely not bad. It's just very strong.
It's hungry.
Yeah.
It's hungry. I'm looking at these windows, and I don't know if my YouTube viewers could really see up there, but
All right,
I'm watching these windows to see if I see any faces or anything.
For an example, I don't know if you guys ever watched True Blood. You saw True Blood, right?
Of course.
When the vampires would eat the fairies. Oh. me and not to sound weird, but me and Dave are the fairies.
You sure are the fairies. Hey.
But I mean, with that energy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going ape shit right now.
Yeah, I had to. I don't know what it was. I don't know if Dave was affecting me. Something was getting. I had to get out.
The first time ever, SOS history. Hey.
No shoes.
Barefoot. And
would you think it worked?
as soon as I took my shoes off, I mean, instantly.
Why do you think that is?
There was no like insulator. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just pure energy.
Energy from the property, exactly. That's
And,
seeped into the property since 1716.
And right away we walked up the stairs. I'm like, you know what? I need to take my shoes off. And
What happened?
you're like, dude,
I
was
froze
literally just
thinking the same freaking thing. I something fed us that thought at the same time.
It was weird, and I'm telling you, and Dave actually did it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna do this for a while now and see.
Yeah, it seems like it worked.
I mean, I just feel more like in tune.
Incredible. Great place. Good suggestion, Joe. This was Joe Erie's suggestion to come here. So that was great. Well, we got a lot of footage here. We have a lot of editing to do when we get back to Chicago. But let's just take a walk up here. Take a look in this window here. Tell me that ain't creepy. Looking into one of the side doors at a staircase leading up. Just expecting to see someone or something come walking down those stairs, man. You know, it's living, breathing history. We're literally interacting with history at this point. And that's a hell of a feeling. You know, we're lucky to be able to do this, bring this to the listeners and the viewers. It's really something. It's really a great feeling. Just one more time. Another walk by the front of the house, of the inn, I should say. There we go. Excellent. And again, folks, you know, SOS-Radio Mobile, we're out and about. Sound quality isn't going to be like NPR here, but we do our best with what we got. And I think we're doing a pretty damn good job so far, considering the locations we've been reporting from. And we hope to continue to bring you more. So bear with any sound quality issues. It's not like we're sitting in a studio. We're out. How many podcasters could say that? Lowell Avenue, and Commons? No. Lowell Avenue and I can't see the street. Oh, yeah, Lowell Avenue and Monument Street is where the Colonial Inn is. So. All right. Great stuff. Anything happens, we will be back to report. Okay, I'm back. We're back. It's Jason Knight and Joe Erie. We're just kind of sitting outside the Colonial Inn, kind of recapping the evening. Dave Black is not here because he is effectively rendered useless. He's literally sleeping on a couch down here on the first floor. Whatever is here just picked him to pieces, and he can't even walk straight. He can't even hardly hold his eyes open. It's really, he got hit very intense. So he can't partake in this kind of wrap-up conversation. It's 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern, Monday, August 29th. We're going to bring it to a close. If anything happens during the night in our room, the old operating room, as Ariana mentioned, we will jump back on and record and let you know what happens. But for now, I think we could both easily say, Joe, that there is definitely energy here. It's not bad.
110%.
It is a hungry energy, and it's feeding tonight.
Well said. It's not just an energy, a hungry energy.
Yeah. I had an experience tonight, pretty much at the start of this investigation when the EMF meter went off the charts. It hit me hard. I felt my arms kind of pulsating, my ears flushed, hot. I got a little dizzy in the head. It freaked me out. You know, I'm not used to this like Joe Erie and Dave Black are. And what's kind of ironic, Joe and I were just kind of sitting here talking off the record, offline. You know, if you listen back to that New Orleans trip, episode 21, live from New Orleans, I had that experience in Jackson Square where something pushed me from behind at that psychic table, and immediately that psychic turned to me and said, "You opened yourself up, now you will start to feel stuff, experience stuff, because the spirits, the energy knows that it could reach you now." And on this trip so far, I've had a couple intense experiences, one at Burial Hill and one here. So I thought that was kind of ironic. It's kind of like that psychic's words coming true, for me anyway, at this point.
And it's almost like a kid in a candy shop. Oh, I think I got it. I'm feeling something.
It's pretty cool, man. I can't imagine feeling like this all the time like you guys do. But you handle yourself very well, Joe. You know, both you and Dave are clairsensitive. Both you and Dave could walk into a location and uncannily pinpoint the areas and have them confirmed, you know, the haunted areas, and have that confirmed by, you know, business owners, property owners, and the like.
The difference is I know where to have it, to block it out where it don't take over and feed it so much when
right, because that's my
Dave
point.
lets it take over.
Yeah, and that's my point. You know, you guys both feel it.
I'm fucked up right now. I'm really bad, but not as bad as Dave.
Yeah, you both can feel it. You both can pinpoint. You both have the gift, the touch, whatever you want to call it. But one, Dave, lets it just take over and consume him, and look at the result. And you could deflect it in a way, I think is a good way to put it. Perfect. And here you are sitting to me as lucid could be, like you just woke up in the morning. It's really incredible to see the difference
night and day
between you two. Yeah. What do you think? You think tonight we'll experience something in our room? I know I need to go back up to the room and work.
In one way, I want to say I fucking hope not. On the other hand, you know, I mean, we're here. We drove how far? 1,100
miles, 1,200 miles to be here.
So, and we are sleeping in the old hospital room.
Yeah, it was the surgery room, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. The hospital, the old surgical room, or the surgery room of the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
And everyone that died, they had that temporary morgue next door.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people probably died in our room during surgery?
Yeah. What was medical care back then? Cut it off.
Whiskey.
Morphine them, yeah, with whiskey, or they're equivalent to morphine. You're exactly right. When we interviewed Ariana earlier today, no number of confirmed deaths known, but guarantee there were deaths in this location. And I'm sure a lot of them happened in our room.
And not only the two places I pinpointed when we walked in, and she's like, whoa, yeah, it's funny you say that, but about the room, what did I say? What area? In the corner.
Right, sorry, a little slow at this point.
No. And she's like, whoa, actually, a couple of people did say it in that area, where she knew. And
she did say, out of all the research teams that she's met in the past, and there's been tons, she said she expects us to have the most profound experiences. She got the best feeling from us. So I think we'll bring it to a close at this point. We've been walking around for a couple hours already, doing our thing, documenting, and if anything else happens, we will jump back on, of course, and let you listeners know. If not, then this is Jay Knight and Joe Erie signing off. Listeners, again, make sure and go to our YouTube channel, Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies, because there is companion video footage to this investigation, stuff that wasn't on the Tascam, especially when the Tascam was left by itself in the Thoreau room, hoping to catch some EVP. We were recording on the GoPro and narrating our steps, so make sure you go to YouTube and check that out. It'll be labeled something, Colonial Inn, Concord, Mass, something like that. You'll be able to easily identify it.
I'm just throwing this out there, too, because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But when we were at the Lizzie Borden house, do you remember when he said, he went to say circumstantial, but he said circumcision?
Who did? The tour guide?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was awesome.
I don't think
he's like, circumcision? I mean, superstantial. It was awesome.
He was a great guy. What was his name? Rick.
He was great.
Rick, yeah.
He laughed about it.
Good stuff. No, this has been a great trip so far. Tomorrow we're heading to Salem, Massachusetts. No, I should say later today we're heading to Salem, Massachusetts.
In a few hours.
Yeah. So we'll obviously report from there. That'll probably be another podcast. So hope you enjoyed the Concord's Colonial Inn episode.
Keep your eyes open.
Keep your head up, eyes open, and question everything.
I went down to camp along with Captain Good, and there we saw the men and boys as thick as hasty pudding. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle, dandy. Mind the music and the snack, and with the girls be handy.
All right, everybody, it's the next morning after our Concord's Colonial Inn stay and investigation, and Joe Erie and I brought it to a close last night and said we'd be back if something happened. Well, as it turns out, something did happen during the night. We're not sure what it was. It happened to Joe Erie. I'll have him explain it. But first, back from the dead, Dave Black. I wanted to get his take on what happened last night because he was hit hard.
Yeah, it was.
So, Dave, could you give us a rundown, a quick rundown, not too close?
I don't know if it's because Joe told me to take my shoes off, which, like, literally 4 seconds after we did that, we both stepped on nails in the hallway. But other than that, when we got back down to the area where the Thoreau room is, which is where me and Joe both originally felt it, in the newer wing of the hotel that was not investigated by any of the other groups that came in. Well, first of all, once everything was quiet again, it was some very strong feelings. Like when we first got there, I wasn't really feeling much of anything. It was like, low-level buzz of like maybe a 3 or a 4 on the scale from 1 to 10
right.
in a couple of spots. But once everyone kind of cleared out and settled in for the night, and there weren't people milling about, it was out to play. So
So once that happened, what did it jump to from a 3 to a 4 to a what?
In the hallway outside of our room, just right there before the door into the next wing, that was like a solid 8 there. And then when I walked down that hallway where you guys are getting the readings and stuff, it was pretty. It was like right up there around a 9 or 9.5.
Wow.
And it was intense. It was like intense, like stronger than anything else I felt on this trip. And not only that, but it felt different. Like it felt. A lot of times I just feel like I'm coming in contact with it and I'm feeling it. But this time it felt like it was.
It was hungry.
It felt like a leech sucking your blood. It felt like it was taking something from me. It was especially pulsing through my temples, and that's where I felt it the most. And then when we got down by the Thoreau room, as soon as I walked out into the little lobby area just outside the Thoreau room, the little sitting area, it was on me and pulsing through my temples again and really strong. Like I could barely hold on to my camera.
Yeah, you were done. I mean, looking at you like you weren't even there. You were out.
And then when I got into the Thoreau room, right by the old fireplace there, I was like short of breath, and it was really intense. That's why I so desperately wanted to put the Tascam in there and let it run for a while.
I can't wait till we haven't listened to the footage yet, but.
So after that, like you guys wanted to go outside. I'm like, I'm just going to lay down on the couch in the sitting room next to the lobby because I'm too weak to like do anything.
I don't know if you remember, but when I put the Tascam in the room, I felt it by the fireplace, so I left it on the fireplace.
Yeah. You said that. So I lay down. I don't know how long you guys were outside, but like as soon as I lay down on that couch,
20 minutes maybe.
Okay, because I knocked out when I laid down on that couch, and then like, a few minutes later, I opened my eyes. I didn't know where I was for a second. I was pretty out of it. And then once we got back up into the room, and I laid down on that bed, I mean, there could have been like shit swirling around the room and demons dancing on my skull, and I wouldn't have known it. I was so knocked out. But yeah, it really sapped my energy, and not only that, but it made my muscles hurt, like my back muscles and my side muscles hurt. The way Joe described it, which is actually pretty accurate, is like when you've just been throwing up all day, and you get all that heaving, and you get all those sore muscles in your stomach and your back and stuff. That's a lot of what it felt like. I was equating it to like a whiplash sensation almost.
It's like when you get that headache too.
Yeah, where you get like that lightheaded headache and like pulsing in my temples.
It's got like a head flip.
But yeah,
so we've been doing this for nearly 20 years. I've never seen you that drained before. That just completely out of it. You couldn't even walk straight. I remember you were walking away from that sitting room outside the Thoreau room, and you were like throwing your shoulders around saying, get off me. Do you remember that?
Well, it was like I was kind of like when you're cold and you just kind of like shake your shoulders,
Yeah.
It was sort of like it was just like like a spider just fell off the ceiling on you.
Now, do you think it has anything to do with actually doing this investigation with no shoes? You're more connected to
I don't know. I've never done that before, so who knows? But it was really strongly intense there, more so than I felt in years, honestly. Because when I went back into the Thoreau room to turn the thermostat back on, because we shut the thermostat off because it was making noise.
Everything the way we found it.
Wanted to go put it back on, and it was. I was like, all right, I'll be out of here in a minute. Like,
enough.
Get off of me.
You win. Now let's just distinguish quickly. All this. People probably associate, it's painful, it hurts, it drained you, feel like you're throwing up, sore muscles, with something bad.
No, I mean, so I'm not gonna say it's a negative thing. It's just, I
didn't get a negative vibe at all.
Like it's like I equate it to like a puppy. I equate it to a puppy that doesn't know how big he is. Like that's just really happy to see you, and you kind of crouch down and meet his eye level, and he jumps on your shoulders and puts his claws in your mouth and like knocks you over and then just slobbers all over your head, and eventually you're just like, all right, enough. Great, I'm glad that I'm here and I'm glad that you like me, but enough.
Right.
So I equate it to that kind of feeling. Like not that it was trying. I don't think it was trying to like hurt me. I don't think it was trying to. I think it was maybe just hungry for connection or energy, or maybe it hasn't come in contact with people like me and Joe in a long time, and it was just like, oh.
It's kind of what I was saying yesterday. I'm almost like True Blood, how the vampires would go after the fairies because the fairy blood was just so strong.
Okay, that's
so much energy.
That's a
Joe, you had to say it in front of Dave.
it's a pretty gay reference.
But okay.
No, but you know what I'm saying? 'Cause we have such strong energy that it's like, I mean, this is like.
I equate it to this. It's like when you work in the city or something, or you work in an office all with like adults that are really serious, and when you see somebody that's around your own age, that's wearing like a t-shirt of a band you like or something like that at the coffee shop, you're like, oh, hey, another person like me. Oh, hey, buddy, you want to be friends? Like, it's kind of like that where you're out of town all the time, right? And you're like on these business trips and stuff. Yeah. So when you see somebody that reminds you of a friend or somebody that looks like you or whatever, you instantaneously want to connect with that person because you're so lonely and stuff. And I feel like that's what this energy does. It's like it probably just has tourists there all day long that don't pay any attention to it. And then the moment that somebody's there that's like, hey, I feel you, buddy. It's like, oh, awesome, let's talk.
That is
we have
another excellent way to
we have way more energy than like most people, and it's basically like an input, for a plug, like we're a socket, that just charges. Oh, there's a socket. Boom.
So what you're saying is you're the receiver?
No, I'm the male.
All right, here we go. So, Dave, haunted or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. Not only is it haunted, but not only is it haunted, it is the most haunted place we've been to in Massachusetts yet on this trip. Because every other place we've been,
each one of us experienced it a little bit differently.
I feel like the outdoor places are a little harder to sense stuff in anyway. Yeah. Just because it's so much more dispersed.
Now, Joe, what happened quickly? Because I don't want this to be another hour, but what happened to you overnight?
Well, I had a dream, and I think I figured this out now. Dave is the nut, and I'm the bolt. If that makes sense, the male and female. No, all right. Basically, what happened? So last night we, all right.
We're still the receiver in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't know, but all right. So basically, last night we go to sleep.
Make sure you're good.
No. Okay. Yeah. All right. Last night we go to sleep. I wake up about.
No, we went to bed late. I didn't get to bed until.
Yeah, you went a little bit later than us, but I think it was like about 3:30, 4 in the morning.
You guys knocked out before I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is to set the stage. This is late in the morning.
Yeah, this is late. I didn't look at my phone, but I'm guessing it might have been like 6 in the morning, somewhere around there. I woke up to having a feeling of energy, like there was a presence there, and I woke up a little bit, still coming out of it. I felt it was in my body. And I tried getting up, and I couldn't I'm Dave. I tried calling Dave to see if he felt this, and I actually pushed it out of my body. So it was in me for a little bit, and I actually pushed it out. And as soon as I felt it release, I got up and I stopped saying Dave, and I was just like, fuck. I'm like, it was intense, and. I'm like, all right, well, something's here. I didn't want to wake anybody up since it was so early. We barely slept. So I went back to sleep. I lay down, put the cover over my head. A couple minutes later, I started hearing all this movement and knocking on the counter and the desk and all the area where Jay was sleeping. And this went on probably for like, 30 seconds to a minute. And I was like, all right, I got to check this out. Maybe Jay's up. I put the cover over, put the cover up. I stick my head out. Jay's knocked out, passed out. I mean, I didn't hear anything when I'm looking at it or see anything moving, but I know that Jay didn't do it. And I'm like, all right, maybe I should have woke everyone up, but I didn't want to because we have a long day. I put the cover back over my head. I didn't hear anything after that, and I fell asleep, but I'm telling you, I did experience that, and that happened.
Me and Joe had to sleep in the same bed, and all throughout the night I kept feeling a poking. Not quite sure what it was.
When I said that, I was the bolt, and Dave was the nut.
You actually said you were the nut, so...
No.
Anyway.
Well, we could switch. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, so to bring it, to a final close here, we just want to thank, Concord's Colonial Inn, Ariana, and Trevor. They literally gave us free reign, the entire hotel, anywhere we wanted to go. Nothing was off limits. We really want to thank them for that. Anyone else out there like us who go out and look for this stuff, definitely, if you ever find yourself in Massachusetts, head to the Concord's Colonial Inn. They'll really take care of you. Just let them know what you're there to do. There's no need to be covert about it or underhanded about it. They were very accommodating, very excited, and I think Ariana was a great guest. So we just want to throw a quick shout out to them. And
thank you.
We're on our way to Salem, Massachusetts right now. This is the last leg of our trip. We're in the car recording this, actually. So we're going to try to get to some good spots in Salem. Not sure how long we're going to be in Salem yet. We all kind of miss home, miss our families and things. So, but we will get something from there for you, our listeners. Other than that, that's about it.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to the SOS-Radio podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes and Google Play Music. Download our free mobile app by searching Supernatural Occurrence Studies on Google Play, Apple App Store, and Amazon App Store. Visit us online for ghostly photos that coincide with our podcasts, videos, and other exclusive content at sos-radio.com, chicagosos.com, and supernaturaloccurrencestudies.com. Follow us on Facebook at SOS-Radio. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Chicago Ghosts. We're on YouTube at Chicago's own Supernatural Occurrence Studies. Follow Jason Knight on Google+. Remember, that's Knight, N-H-Y-T-E. Email us anytime at submissions@sos-radio.com. And call or text 872-529-0-SOS. That's Chicago area code 872-529-0767. And as always, kind listeners, keep your head up, eyes open, and question everything.
You want to save your soul from hell, arriving on our range. Cowboy, change your ways today. With us you will ride at the devil's herd.
That's why, yeah.
Then we'll fight over who's wearing what kind of shoes or belts or...
Yeah, are your shoes really $1,500 shoes?
No.
I was like, what? Who spends that much money on shoes?
Wait, what?
How did you work that one into a conversation?
No, well, it's a long story.
That's sick.
No,
You're
that was
sick. You know that.
It says this. Yeah, we'll talk about it off air, but they might be.
They might be.
Anyway, all right.
50. Oh my God! Nothing.
All right. So
Dave just flashed us. That's what happened.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Asian.
Dave.
Oh, no wonder why he likes Asian girls.
What did I feel on my shoulder? What was that?
Gross. It's moist.
Gross. So moist.
Okay, I think this is time to bring it to a close.
That's going to be great for outtakes.
Why don't we close this out by all saying the word moist together?
No. One thing that's kind of my thing.
Dave. Oh, never mind. You're putting your shoe.
Go back to sleep. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Just go back to sleep.
Oh yeah. No.
Dave is.
Who's Mike?
And I'm just throwing this out there. I have nothing against homosexuals or anything, but it's only
Mikey,
gay if you like
bastard.
it, and I hate it. Right, Dave? I hate it. I hate it every time. Sorry.
That's
You gotta
tough.
cut
Not
that out.
until you tried it. Right?
What's that? What?
Don't worry about it.
I know it. I know what you said.
Whoa. Hey, Jay might like it. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, not me.
Wait, what?
To someone else.
I'm the administrator.
Whoa.
I'm the administrator of said activity.
Oh, what?
And it's fantastic.
Administrator.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it might be a ghost. I can't get a clear.
An administrative assistant. What?
This is
is great.
These are outtakes.
Yes, they are.
They're going to be great. I would say for
I'm
tonight,
like blushing right now.